Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, Harvey, Bijan, London, Mims, Evan Engram, Kyle Pitts. It looks like the Brady Bunch. Two families colliding for greatness. And this time there's no Alice in the middle, which is Kirk Cousins. We have glory about to be bestowed upon the fantasy football community. And we're here for this stackage that's going to just unleash fantasy football points upon fantasy football points. We're going to talk about why the Valet trade might open the door to more Marvin Mims goodness and why I love Marvin Mims this year. Marvin Mims might be a mother freaking league winner. I posted the Charbonnet video early this morning, and about an hour or two after that, Yahoo Sports posted a spec piece. It's very similar to just my opinion, their opinion. It's not coming from the team, but a spec piece that the Charbonnet Walker pecking order might be different than people thought. And so we've literally, even though that was like an hour or two after, we're literally been just ahead of the curve on pretty much everything this entire offseason. We've got these 4 trades to break down. Sky Moore getting traded to the Niners after the Niners find out that Demarcus Robinson will be suspended for 3 games for substance. We'll talk about that in a minute. What that means for the Niner wide receiver room that's in shambles. What it means for the Niners who are in shambles. The Broncos trading Valet to the Saints. Again, Mims to the mother freaking moon. Mims is going to win leagues for people at his near zero cost of entry.
To the moon.
And then we have the Vikings trade, the Browns trade, the Jets getting 2 players, 2 DTs. This is good for the Jets. The Jets are looking solid right now. We're breaking it all down. Whole bunch of other news, phone calls, super chats, you name it, the Fantasy Football Show. File on in. Begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Whenever news breaks, live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. We're live at 8 p.m. Eastern, this show right here, which is 5 p.m. Pacific time. Nobody works for you harder than I do, because I work for you.
Let him cook.
Listen to me very clearly. Very clearly. The Denver Broncos are coming for everybody. You may not know it yet. You may be all up in your feelings caring about your specific team. You're a Niner fan. You're a Raider fan. You're a Ram fan. Whatever the case may be. You're biased. You got your goggles on. They're this thick. And you're like, the Broncos aren't going to. Bo Nix is. Let me tell you something. Bo Nix is coming for everyone. Bo Nix is going to drop probably 4,500 plus yards minimum passing. 34 plus TDs minimum throwing. 550 plus rushing yards minimum. And 5 to 7 rushing TDs minimum. Do you understand what that is? That is a 40 plus total touchdown player with over 5,000 total yards. What if this is 4,000? If we dumb this down and just say, Smitty, let's be conservative, or 40, let's put 41. 4,100, 550, you're still talking about a 4,500 plus yard, total yard player with at least 35 total touchdowns. If you want to be a real sensitive Sally about this and say 30 and 5. Okay, 30 passing touchdowns, let's say, 5 rushing touchdowns, 500 even rushing, and 4,000 totally even. This is a top 5 quarterback. What do I have to do to convince people this guy's cooking?
Let him cook.
Trading Valet, who does it, he's a good player. Okay, first of all, he's a good player. He's not going to be any good anymore because Valet's now with the Saints. The Saints don't have a quarterback on the roster. They don't have a single good quarterback on the roster. This might Jimmy Garoppolo might be better than what the Saints have cooking at QB. So Vele, sayonara. Vele's going on a vacay, and he's never coming back. But Vele's a good player, but getting him off the roster might not seem like a big move, but it's a significant statement that it's Pat Bryant season, that it is Cortland Sutton. Let's give Sutton the respect he deserves. He's not on the graphic, but of course he's the number one there. But I think Mims could become the number one. Like, Sutton's the number one right now in name, probably still finishes with an amazing line, but Mims was a top 2 wide receiver in his final 6 played games. In his final 6 played games. By the way, if New Age Outlaws out there, I didn't notice that he dropped gifted memberships. I didn't have my alerts on, and my system needed to be restarted. Then my iPad went down, and my internet, my secondary internet for my iPad went down, and so I didn't have any knowledge that he dropped gifted memberships. So shout out to New Age Outlaw. BBQ, of course, has been doing his thing. New Age Outlaw, appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. New Age to the mother freaking moon.
Mashed potatoes!
Andy's been dropping gifteds. We got Wheel Snipe Selly somewhere out there, I'm sure. We got our boy doing taxes at some point. Who do we have? Who else is here? DW out there. Look, this is an amazing situation. Let me put our boy on screen, because talking about Bo Nix and this team without putting an emphasis on who I'm speaking of, I need to make sure I do that. I'm trying to make a better habit of that. Some of you guys are skipping around the video on these, 3-hour shows. You know who I'm talking about. Bo Nix is coming for everybody. And you may want to push back on this and say, I don't know about that, Smitty. Okay, what have we been wrong about so far this offseason? Trust me when I'm telling you that this guy is going to gunsling like you've never seen before. And everything he did last year, he's going to improve upon. He's going to improve upon everything he did. Every part of his game is going to get better. Bo Nix is going to be a marvel. Bo Nix will be as good as Jalen Hurts from a fantasy football perspective.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
You can argue with me on that all you want. I really don't care. And honestly, I'm not going to even do it over there. I don't care. This is my show. It's my opinion. And I'm telling you that Bo Nix is going to be as good as Jalen Hurts. And that's why in Dynasty, you should be trading for Bo Nix if you have Jalen Hurts. You should be trading for Bo Nix if you have a quarterback and you need something else. You have a quarterback ranked above him. Trade down to Bo Nix, get an additional piece. I traded Jalen Hurts in a Dynasty league about 3 months ago. I showed my trade on the show. I went into the Patreon. First of all, if you don't have the Patreon's amazing. It's only $10 a month, cancel anytime. Here's the link to it. I have people sitting in here in the live chat that just, when the show ends, we go straight to the live Patreon and we start talking. And that's the way the Patreon rolls. Let me pin the Patreon link. $10 a month, cancel anytime. Best place to get one-on-one advice from the community year-round. Just even if you want to talk movies, anything. So that is pinned in the live chat. Make sure you get on over to the Patreon. But in the Patreon, I walked in and I go, guys, guys, gather around on the Patreon. I said, shh, bring it in. Don't tell anybody, but I like Bo Nix more than I like Jalen Hurts. He said, I think I'm going to go try and make a trade. And so Smitty goes off. I say, I'll be right back to my Patreon members. I said, I'll be right back. What did I do? I went out there and I said, hey, Jalen Hurts owner, I'll give you my Jalen Hurts for your Bo Nix and 2 first-rounders. But also, I'll give you my Jalen Hurts for your Bo Nix and Breece Hall. He accepted within 2 minutes. I went back to the Patreon 3 minutes later. I go, guys, I went ahead and got a trade done. He accepted it immediately. And I got Breece Hall. You might not like Breece Hall. That's fine. I like Breece Hall. Breece Hall's still got top 5 running back upside. And Breece Hall is getting a lot of bad rap right now. Either way, I have a guy that might be on another team. Either he's doing well in New York or he's not doing well in New York and they trade him away. Got a $50 hauler from Admiral. Admiral, appreciate you. I'm going to get to your question in a second. Let's get to this news real quick. Then I'm smashing out the super chats. So I love that trade. I could have got 2 first-rounders, I guess, if I didn't send that second offer. But I wanted him to have 2 offers in front of his face so he felt itchy to do a deal, and he did. He smashed it. That's how you make trades. Bo Nix is going to throw for at least 34 passing touchdowns. Who dropped in the gifted memberships? BBQ dropping 20 gifted memberships in the building. BBQ, appreciate you dropping the 20 wad. We got a $20 hauler out there and a $50 hauler out there. The $50 hauler is from Admiral. Let's throw that on the board real quickly because that's a $50 hauler. Pick 12. Puka is a keeper. Other keepers are gone. Can't pick them. Neighbors, Bucky, Nico, Ladd, Bowers, McBride, Kyron. Others do not matter here. We're going to go with the back-to-back since I have Puka in the second round. 8 up the keepers. Pick 12 is other keepers are gone, so can't pick them. Okay, so are these the keepers? I'm kind of confused as to what. Can you give me a list? You don't have to necessarily super chat it again. I'll look for it, whatever you want to do. But can you give me the list of players that I'm choosing? If it's between this and I'm going back-to-back, then I can answer it now. My answer would be I'm going Bucky, and I'm going probably, geez, man. I'm going Bucky. You got Puka already. I'm going Bucky, and I'm going to probably go, I don't know if Henderson's there. But I might be considering Henderson. If you got Puka already, I'm kind of feeling good with Bucky for sure. And I go Nico, I guess. Nico or Kyron. But I'd probably go Nico. If that's not the list, if you can't use those players, please re-ask a question with the actual names that I can use. Thank you for the $50 hauler to the mother freaking moon, my boy. To the mother.
Give me $50.
All right, I'll mute the audio here for a second, just until these come through. But BBQ, thank you so much. So let me get back to the point here. We're 11 minutes in. I still haven't got to the point. If Bo Nix is getting Mims on his horse now that Vele's out of the way, and Vele's not necessarily taken too much, but he was there. This is a statement. Pat Bryant's going to the moon. Sutton's going to the moon, and Vele might go to Mars. And I know that might feel like I'm disrespecting. I'm disrespecting Sutton again, and I admit every year I disrespect Sutton, and I don't mean to, and I think he's still going to do well. So I'm trying not to disrespect him. Give him 1,000 yards. Give him 7-8 touchdowns for sure. That is a good line. But this might be, even if Mims isn't 1,000 yards, he might have 200 rushing and 900 receiving and 8 or 9 total touchdowns, and that can win a league. Mims is a monster. If you take Mims' last 6 games, which are the only games he really played as a starter, it's not like I'm cherry picking and going, oh, he sucked the first half of the season, so let's just cut down a season to where he's doing good. Let's crop it. Let's extrapolate it. Oh, by the way, I like Mims when he was playing well. Mims didn't play as a starter till the last 6 games of the year. If you extrapolate what Mims was doing at the end of the season, Marvin Mims would be the wide receiver too. And that's not cherry picking. That's taking all of his last 6 play games, and he's basically a joker. I believe we're going to hear, I predict that we're going to hear out of the mouth of Sean Payton, we kind of have 3 jokers. Or something to that effect, that Mims is also a joker. We'll hear something to that effect because Sean Payton has 2 jokers every year. Wherever he goes, he develops a 2-joker system. Jokers are, according to Sean Payton's own mouth, a oversaturated pass-catching monster that basically in his offense is just force-fed, and they do it all. But they do it all from a receiving perspective. Joker doesn't mean running. He's very, very clear when he defines Joker. Joker has everything to do with pass catching. And when he says that his lead dog candidate Joker is RJ Harvey, and Steve from accounting's like, I heard on another show, Bobby boy, that J.K. Dobbins is in the way. J.K. Dobbins is in the way. I'm telling you right now, you've heard enough from Sean Payton to know not only is RJ Harvey his Joker, RJ Harvey's by far the most explosive back on the team. J.K. Dobbins doesn't hold a candle to RJ Harvey's explosive capabilities. And if anybody thinks differently, that's fine. I'm glad. Tell everybody. Tell more people. Let it compound so that we can have so many more doubters on the RJ Harvey train. And RJ Harvey in the 5th and 6th and 7th rounds is winning mother freaking league.
Let him cook.
That's all. Harvey's catching 70-plus passes in 2025. You either know that or you don't. And if you don't, I feel bad for you, but not that bad for you because we need you. We need you more than you need us. I hope you doubt RJ Harvey. I hope you think he doesn't catch 70-plus passes. I hope you think J.K. Dobbins is in the way. I hope you don't understand that he runs as hard and strong as Saquon Barkley. I hope you laughed at that comment and said, did this guy just call him Saquon Barkley? I hope you don't understand what you're doing. And I hope you tell everybody about it. And I hope you're very influential and everybody listens to you. I hope you're a very, very polarizing speaker. And you can go out there and convince a country of people that RJ Harvey can't be Saquon Barkley. How dare you talk about a player that's already doing well and predicted another player could do well, when one day Barkley wasn't the guy and we predicted him to do well. How dare you say that BTJ could be the next Puka Nacua? Imagine saying that to somebody before the season began last year. We can do whatever we want. And what really becomes a part of what we can do and what we can't do is what we land. You know, as Leonardo said, judge me for my losers. Okay? Judge me for my losers. RJ Harvey is not going to be one of them. I'll tell you that right now.
Mashed potatoes!
Triple H. Triple H. Triple H and Associates.
H and Associates.
The Triple H's are winning leagues. These Triple H monsters right here.
HHH and
Andy.
Associates.
Triple H and Associates.
Already rised in
Location
value.
on Earth and Jupiter.
Hampton already rised in value. Harvey and Hunter have yet to rise in value. Half of the Triple H and Associates have risen, half of them have not. It's your duty to decide whether you want to be a part of the second rising of this crew here. So drop a Triple H and Associates, baby, in the live chat. Point being here, this man's going to cook. This man's going to cook. The Broncos are going to cook. The Chiefs are going to cook too. But who wins the division? It might be the Broncos. Who makes the Super Bowl from the AFC side of the fence? Might be the Broncos. The Broncos and the Chiefs are going to be battling it out to be the AFC champion. Someone's got to go face the Commanders in the NFL Super Bowl. It's going to be probably, I'm narrowing it down. I'm 2 for 2. 2 years in a row, I've called this correct. 2 years in a row, preseason, locked in right before kickoff. I called this correct 2 years in a row. The two teams that will show and the winner. And to be fair, the winner, I'm just choosing a double bet, and I'm going with the two teams to show, and then putting $20 down or $100 or whatever you want to do. 20 pays about $1,100. If you try and predict the two teams that show with the winner, it's about $20 wins you $1,100. 2 years in a row, been making money on this pick right here. This year, I'm leaning toward locking in the Commanders, and it's going to be probably KC or Denver. I'm still considering Buffalo. I'm still considering the Bengals, but these teams are a little inefficient on certain parts of their offenses. These two teams, KC and Denver, feel like they're going to be unstoppable. Of course, the Ravens are still in the mix. I'm not necessarily fully ruling that out, but I think it's going to be down between the KC Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. So stay tuned for my final call so that we can make it 3 years in a row. And last year, I showed the tickets going into the Super Bowl game. Didn't matter who won because I had $20 on both teams to win. So that's what I had this year. People keep asking me, who's my pick this year? Who's my pick this year? Who are my two picks this year? So far, I'm leaning Washington showing, KC or Denver showing, and then we're just going to pick both winners, double the bet down so that we're hedging it and we win no matter what. 70 receptions. Marvin Mims, wide receiver 3, Moon Man. In fact, do I have Marvin Mims on the Moon Man list?
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
We need to put Marvin Mims on the Moon Man list.
Space Monsters.
I'll do that. I got to grab Marvin Mims' graphic. I don't even have the graphic like this prepared for him. That's my fault. We'll put Marvin. Actually, we'll just put the text on there.
The Moon Men,
Until we figure it out.
dropping loads in outer space.
So, Marvin Mims, you are a Moon Man.
Space Monsters.
I know that seems like a kind of almost a wild call, but you guys want some of those, right? We don't want everyone to be like an easier, big name player. So Marvin Mims, feels like a total Moon Man experience right here. I think everyone's going to enjoy this one, and it's going to pay dividends. Marvin Mims. Let's run this back now that we have at least a name on here. So I give you Moon Man extraordinaire, Marvin.
The Moon Man, dropping loads in outer space.
Yeah, this is a joker. When I hear the joker terminology thrown around. As for the other side, so that's why the trade kind of triggered this conversation. Not that the Marvin Mims value was, the Vele value was like crazy high, but it's a big statement. You know, it's a big statement by the Broncos to say. And again, Pat Bryant does not need to be overlooked. You need to cuff Pat Bryant in best ball on Underdog. We draft at midnight Eastern almost every single night. If you don't click this link now and sign up using this code Smitty, the link inserts code Smitty for you, you won't get into the draft. So make sure you click that link now, sign up. I'll pin that link right now, and that way you can get into the drafts when we draft at midnight Eastern. That link has been pinned. The link's in the description. All of my links, whenever I mention the fantasyfootballshow.com, the Patreon link, the Underdog link, they're always in every video in the description. So if you need to ever go, I need to go get that link. Where is it? It's in, just go to any video. Any video. Sky Moore traded to the Niners for a 6th-round pick. The Niners are in shambles. You got Demarcus Robinson now out 3 games for violating the league's policy. You've got injuries to Jennings that might be, he just needs to have one of those money bandages wrapped around whatever injury it is. He's just waiting for his payday. You've got, Pretty Ricky. I get everybody thinks he's going to the moon because there's injuries all around. Ayuk's not going to be back till maybe even double-digit weeks in terms of playing efficiently. And so that makes people want to throw Ricky to the moon, but this is kind of a team that's in shambles. This is a team that I worry about the offensive line. I worry about Trent Williams. I worry about him staying healthy and then Brock Purdy getting creamed and smashed into the ground and just injured by midseason. So this is not a good look right here in San Francisco, and it's probably the easiest schedule. Well, we'll see if they can win against this easiest schedule that's deemed by wins and losses, not by how good is the overall team. How did they improve in the draft? So, whatever. Not much to go over on these trades, to be honest with you. At this point, we're heading on over. And this one right here. Sorry. As I said, Sky Moore to the Niners. Did I say Sky Moore? Sky Moore to the Niners. So Sky Moore is the player that they acquired, if I didn't say the player yet, or if I was speaking about another trade. But Sky Moore, what's he do? Nothing. Do you pick him up? No. Is he going to have to learn a very complex system? Yes. Will he be in the way and muddy up the waters for Ricky Pearsall? Not really, but it's certainly not good to add another wide receiver. It doesn't feel like that's, something that you want if you're a Pretty Ricky owner. Where are we at now? So in talking about stacks to win leagues, if you're trying to find the formula that won Best Ball Mania, the $2 million prize last year, the Best Ball Mania was won off the back of having Joe Burrow, and I'm sure he was probably around 6 ADP. Chase Brown, he was on the Best Ball winning team, and he probably had around 5 to 6 ADP. T. Higgins had probably, I would guess, like a 5 to 6 ADP. And then also, obviously, Jamar Chase. And Chase had around 1 ADP. So you were able to build this team off of the back of no using 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round picks. And so it was very easy to gift wrap this package right here with an even better ensemble of players to protect it. Meaning that if the Bengals had a bad game, you had a 2nd rounder, a 3rd rounder, a 4th rounder in talent to carry the team. And that's the key component in making this kind of stack work. Now you're drafting Burrow in round, 5? Now you're drafting Chase in 1. You're drafting T. Higgins in 3. You're drafting Chase Brown in 2. So you literally have a 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd. You have only a 4th rounder to help you if the Bengals have a bad game. Not a good formula this year to trying to replicate winning Best Ball Mania or take advantage of a stack. What is a good stack? Bo Nix. Where's Bo Nix going? Round 9 to 10. Marvin Mims, double-digit rounds. Let's call it round 13 to 15. Who knows? You've got, you could go Sutton as well, but right now I'm going to talk Mims, Nix. Harvey's going in rounds 5 to 6. And then we have Engram going in probably round 9 to 10. So this is the exact formula, even better than the Joe Burrow. You have to take Jamar Chase in round 1. Is it lacking Jamar Chase in the stack? Yeah, but now you have picks 1 through 4 to support this gift wrap package that's going to explode for you. The same thing can be said for the Atlanta Falcons. Penix Jr. goes in freaking 12 plus round territory. Bijan goes in the 1 or 2 overall picks. So first round, that's similar to the Jamar Chase situation. London does go in round number 2 if you can pull that off. Now, this is hard to get this stack because London doesn't typically go at a corresponding second round pick. So a trade might be needed if it's non-best ball, or London might not be attainable in this scenario. So you go Bijan, you go Penix, you go Kyle Pitts, and you do, sort of a poor man's. This is like 10 round, a poor man's stack, a 3-person stack, but it's still fantastic. You could go London, Penix, and Pitts and not have Bijan, but trades can help you acquire that. The other stack that's nearly as fun to do is Dak Prescott in the double-digit rounds, or 9, 10. Let's call it 9 just to be safe here. You're talking about lamb chops going in the first round. Then you're talking about Blue later on, who's going in, deep into the double-digit rounds. So 11 plus round territory. You're talking about Pickens. I don't necessarily need the tight end in this stack. This is a 4 stack that has 2 wide receivers. Pickens is going in like 5 if you're lucky. And so 5 and 1, that's surrounded by a 2, a 3, and a 4 round pick to support the Dallas Cowboys if they don't do well. This is one of the best stacks in fantasy football best ball to try and implement rinse and repeat on the winning formula from last year that won $2 million. Penix Jr. is going to the moon. Bo Nix is, what did I say? Bo Nix is going to have 40, let's call it 45. I'm just going to say it. I don't care what anybody thinks. This is what I think. 4,500 yards plus. 34 plus TDs. 550 rushing. And I said 5 to 7 more TDs on the ground. That's Bo Nix. That is meet Bo Nix.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
How do you do, sir? How do you do, sir? Can I have some more? Meet Bo Nix. Where's my screen? Let's see here. Let me get back to the screen here. Bo Nix. Penix Jr. Penix Jr. is going to have 4,500 plus yards. Penix Jr. is going to have 30 plus touchdowns. Penix Jr. is going to have, we'll call it 200 plus rushing yards. You might not believe that. If you want to say 150, fine. But he's a running quarterback. We just didn't see it in college because he's trying to stay healthy. Penix Jr. is going to have at least 2 TDs. The thing that I think about Penix Jr. that could be bigger, better, stronger, and more surprising to the world is that this 30 really isn't 30. In my opinion, is 30 to 35. So if he does throw 30 to 35, this guy becomes very similar in value to this guy. And you can cuff them together, stack them together in a late round territory. Bully QB, watered down looking, but not watered down at the end of the day, looking bully stack QB system for your team in a 1 QB. And what you do is, if this is a non-best ball, you can finally have that bully stacking quarterback room without having to spend any high draft capital on it. Penix Jr. is going to ball. London's probably going to have, put London over here. London Gold is probably going to have 1,350 receiving, 12 TDs plus, and we'll call this 110 receptions. London's going to be a top 5 wide receiver. Kyle Pitts, you might hate Kyle Pitts. I love Kyle Pitts. I do. This year I love Kyle Pitts. You want to say, not me again, not gonna fool me twice. I hate that when people say that. They're not gonna trick Kyle Pitts. Are we really gonna buy into Kyle Pitts? You don't have to buy into Kyle Pitts. He's free. If I walked up to you and I tried to hand you a free $100 bill and you're gonna say, last time that $100 bill didn't work out for me. You're not going to take the $100 bill. I don't care if it didn't work out for you. I don't care if you wasted it last time. You're not taking a free $100 bill. Pitts is a free $100 bill. He goes in the double-digit rounds. And Pitts is probably going to have, if I had to guess, a bare minimum 65 to 70 reception season. Something along the lines of 900 yards. And I would say 6 to 8 TDs. And the floor for him, no matter what, feels like 68 and 4. You know, or 55, 804. You know? So they're going to go to the moon. And then, of course, Bijan Robinson, for those that don't know, is probably going to run for 1,500 plus rushing yards. Probably going to have 14 to 15 rushing TDs. Probably going to have 65 plus receptions. Probably going to drop something along the lines of 450 plus receiving yards and an additional 3 touchdowns. So you're talking about a 17 to 18 touchdown running back total TDs. You're talking about 65 PPR points. You're talking about a total of 1,900 to 2,000 total yards. Bijan Robinson is the number 1 running back in fantasy football. Plain and simple, not arguable. There's the door. We don't want to hear it. You say anything different, your Bijan card's getting taken away.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
And now we got to change that to be like, your Bijan card. Your Bijan card's been revoked. While we're on a stack, I want to talk about the KC stack, which is also probably my other favorite stack. If you were to go with Mahomes, this is a winning formula too. I'm doing this all offseason. Mahomes is going around, it depends, 5 to 8. You might say 8. What are you talking about? What do you want, Smitty? Underdog, he goes in the 8th round. He goes in the 7th to 8th round. Let's put 7 to be safe. Every time. He never goes in 6. He's always in 7. And in mom and pop leagues, he goes maybe 5. You've got Brashard Smith, who is the back to own. You can cuff this with Pacheco if you want. So that's fine. I'll even do a slash. But Smith is going to cost you pick 14 to 15 round range. Rice is going to go down in value, but we broke the news the other day that Rice is not facing a 10-game suspension. The NFL did not suggest 10 games. That Tom Pelissero report was wrong like we predicted, and that the suggested number of games was 8 by the NFL. But the CBA says no more than 6, so they said, we'll see you at the hearing. You can't even get 6. We're going to ask for below 6 games, and you're saying 8 when the CBA doesn't even allow that. So at most, Rice is getting 6 games, but he might get less than that. But people are still freaking out. You're still getting this guy in round 5. And then Worthy, you don't necessarily need both of these guys, but it isn't bad if you were to go 4. And then Kelsey is going like in 9-10. So this is an amazing stack that, like some of the other ones, doesn't even require a first or a second or even a 3rd round pick. It may require the 4th round pick in Worthy. You can get Rice in 5. You can get Mahomey in 5 to 7. And then you get Pacheco or Smith or both of them with late picks. Now, Pacheco will cost more like an 8. So if you aren't going to go Pacheco, you're going to be able to do this in 14 or 15. This stack wins leagues because you have your 1st rounder, your 2nd rounder, and your 3rd rounder, 1 through 3, to support this in case KC has a bad game. So the KC stack to the mother freaking moon. Those Dallas, Denver, Atlanta, KC, the 4 best stacks in fantasy football. May do this on a separate video just so people have a little bit more confined content on this topic. This news report broke. I had people saying, Smitty, did you see the report before you talked about? No, this came out after I posted my video this morning. First of all, I recorded the video in like the midnight hour the day before. But Kenneth Walker, and this is just a spec piece. This isn't coming from the team anyway. But this is just what I'm saying. Maybe they watched my video. But Kenneth Walker, health issues, and Zach Charbonnet's ongoing ability to impress the Seahawks suggests, this is an opinion, suggests that the backfield might be more of a split backfield. and Charbonnet is going to probably get a chance to. But this is really what we said. This report saying what we said, not we're saying what they said. We tell them, they go ahead and get our coffee. We don't get their coffee. But anyway, that news broke, and that's fantastic for those that. This right here, Bears signing Tyson Bijan to a 2-year, $10 million extension worth $16 million in incentives. Guys, this, you might want to pretend like this doesn't matter. I know my Bears fans are going to go, no, it's just a backup move. And yes, but why do you think he's got incentives? Why do you think he's got $10 million for 2 years? It's kind of I don't want to say it's not starter money, but it's life-changing money, and it's above backup money. And this significant move right now means that Ben Johnson's not necessarily doubting Caleb. I'm not trying to insinuate that, but I'm going to tell you right now that aside from Caleb, take Caleb out of the equation, Ben Johnson was so impressed with Bijan in the preseason game, where he really played even better than Caleb. You could say, well, he played against more of the 3s and 2s than Caleb did. Caleb did play against the 2s and 3s. There were a couple of starters out there on the field, but Caleb did all that good work, everyone says, against backup players. So did Bijan, though. But Bijan looked better if you're being objective. He did. He looked efficient. He looked very, very elusive. I like Bijan more than I like Caleb. And you can laugh at that all you want. I really don't care. Again, we've been historically correct on Caleb every single step of the way. Everything about Caleb's 2024 campaign, we predicted to a T. We predicted it exactly the way it happened. And so if you want to come in here and say, Smitty, you're crazy, say what you want. Leave your receipt where you want. Leave your receipt wherever you want. I'll even put it on my screen, because everyone that said that last year ended up eating their words. I was 100% correct. We were, as a community, 100% correct about Eberflus, about Shane mother-freaking 2 wide receiver set Waldron, about Ryan Poles drafting a Dunze when he couldn't even use him, and he brings in a 2 wide receiver set OC that had never, ever actually called a running play. And we knew that this best situation that a rookie quarterback's ever been handed was going to collapse. And now everyone, when Caleb screwed it all up, was the most sacked quarterback in the league last year, was the worst quarterback in the entire National Football League in throwing to statistically deemed open wide receivers. When a wide receiver was deemed open, Caleb was the worst. He wasn't even top 32. He was like 34 or 36. He wasn't even top 32 in deeming his accuracy and completions to wide receivers that were statistically deemed open. And yes, Ben Johnson's going to put a Band-Aid on this thing, and he's going to put some Flex Seal on it, and it could work for a while. It might work pretty decently, but Bijan's a better quarterback. You can say whatever the hell you want. Ryan Poles is an awful GM. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. I've been historically 100% accurate on the entire situation. So leave your receipt wherever you want, Bears fan. And I'm a Bears fan supporter. I'm actually here for my Bears fans, but my Bears fans don't hear it. And when I say Bijan is better than Caleb, and when I tell you Ben Johnson might feel that could be, not expecting it. He's not benching Caleb. I'm not saying anything of the sort. I'm saying that Ben Johnson saying plan B looks pretty damn good. Let's lock down plan B. But the problem with plan B is that makes you potentially set up plan A for failure when you start planning too much for a plan B. And this is a plan B. $10 million, 16 mil, $6 million in incentives. This is a big contract that packages in a lot of risk if they have to pull the plug on the Caleb Williams project. And you can say whatever you want, Bears fan. I am a Bears fan supporter, and I'm here for you when you decide to actually look at this thing objectively. Yeah, so that's all of it. Let's get to the super chats. Appreciate you all. And then after we get to the super chats, we will jump straight to the phone call. So let's jump straight into the super chats. Appreciate everybody that's dropped a super chat on screen. Where's my $20 hauler? There was a $20 hauler up in here somewhere. I will find that and we'll answer that one first. Appreciate you all. This one right here is Sky Moore to the Niners thoughts. We just addressed that, but if you want my quick, one sentence statement, I would say that, they're in shambles and this is not a good situation. Niner fans are probably a little worried, as they should be. And I just think injuries are going to take the Niners down this year, unfortunately. I know you don't want to hear that if you're a Niner fan, but that's just the truth of the matter, unfortunately. It also a premium league, says Bryson. Bryson, let me see if I can get your other super chat on screen to answer that. Premium. Okay. So redraft PPR Superflex team is Dak, and the rest of your squad is, let's see here. By the way, a New Age Outlaw, again, thank you for the gifted memberships the other night. Thank you, BBQ, for dropping those gifteds tonight. You're amazing. Everybody thank BBQ and New Age Outlaw. If you could drop a New Age Outlaw cowboy emoji and the BBQ #1 emoji, just to give them your thanks. Even if you didn't get one, you got one in the past or whatever the case may be. By the way, we're almost about to cross over 34,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. That number will be changed on the show whenever we do cross that barrier. We're doing amazing stuff. Someone says, Spec says, screw you, Smitty. Thank you, Spec. Appreciate it. I love you too, pal. Yet here you are. Spec, yet here you are. I'm not for everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, Spec. But, I do realize you don't like me. And now you're going to backtrack on it, I'm sure, right? Now you're going to say, I'm just kidding. Screw you, Smith. Spec, I love you, pal. I'm here for you when you decide to turn things around and you decide you want to see the light. Okay, hitting these super chats. Bryson says, redraft PPR Superflex team is Dak, T-Law, Genty, Chase Brown, Harvey, JJ, London, Harrison Jr., Rice, Hunter, Debo, Kraft. Someone sent me JJ for Ibuka McBride. Guys, I don't know how to answer this question, to be honest. I've had this question asked a couple times, and my answer is always, I think I would maybe go Ibuka and McBride, maybe, and then I flip back, and then I'm like, why do it? Now looking at your full team, I'm going to say you don't necessarily need to do this because your team is stacked. Genty, Chase Brown, Harvey, JJ, London, Harrison, Rice. I would rather go after, if you want to get McBride, I think you can do it in other ways. I'm going to say stand down on this. I may have said potentially do it before, but looking at how good your team is, I don't think I'm making this trade. But chat, would you vote on this? I love Ibuka. I love McBride. Oh, he said it's tight end premium, though. That was the other message. Chad, are we doing this because it's tight end premium? Maybe I changed my mind again. This is what I'm saying. I'm all over the map on this one. Everyone thinks, oh, Smitty must know the answers, and he just has all. No, I waver on stuff, too. I blow like the wind when things like this arise, and it's a tough call. I'm a human being. Guys, can we vote on it? It's tight end premium. I'm going to say tight end premium. I knew Spec was going to change his mind. Spec says, oh, I'm just kidding. You're the best. Well, why say it then? Why even say it? Because are you a Bears fan and you're just mad that I'm right about it? Like, speak your mind. Because I knew you would do this when you get called out. No, J.K. Smitty, you're the best. What is it that you're saying it for? Because that's not something that you say to somebody you think is the best. There's a reason behind it, bro. You can't trick me. I've got the psych degree. I'm psychoanalyzing you right now. There's something underlining here that made you say it, and you don't really believe it, but here we are. So why don't you just, let's have a little session right now. Let me do a little psychology on you, pal. Let's figure it out. I'm gonna go McBride. I'm gonna say make this trade if it's tight end premium. I changed my mind because of the last message that you dropped that I just connected the dots on. So yeah, tight end premium, I do it. I think the chat would do it too. Tight end premium is a big deal. It makes a big difference on this particular trade. Superflex Dynasty, move my Reed for 2.6 or Charbonnet. Move my Reed for 2.6 or Charbonnet. I would move it for Charbonnet in a heartbeat. And go watch my Charbonnet video if you haven't seen it already. This video is up. We dropped it way before any of the other news that broke today that was just a speculation piece. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they watched the video, which is why Yahoo Sports posted what they posted an hour after I dropped that video. Look, you might say that sounds arrogant, Smitty, but you got to remember, Yahoo Sports isn't Yahoo Sports. There's the writers within. You're telling me every writer out there, you don't even know who wrote it, you don't know who this is, they're still getting their name out there. You don't think they're consuming content somewhere? Kind of ironic. Dynasty PPR, move my Jaden Reed. Oh, I just answered that one. Appreciate you, Fernando, with the super chat. Let's see here. Here's a $50 hauler from MCF, dropping a 50 watt.
Give me $50 holler. Right there by the river, Smitty. Give me $50. Oh, yeah.
CF, appreciate you. MCF, he says 10-man PPR. Kyron, Brees, Pacheco, Caleb, Neighbors, London, Evans, DK, JMO, Hunter, Pearsall, Loveland. Should I press an owner for Hampton and Harvey, or Hampton and RJ plus Kelsey for Pacheco, DK? He needs wide receivers. I mean, bro, yeah, I would take Hampton or RJ Harvey for plus Kelsey for Pacheco, DK, and a heartbeat, if you can get that pulled off. Honestly, though, DK and Pacheco, for one of them, I would do. But you're telling me you're going to get Kelsey as well? Which one do I take? Honestly, whichever one he'll give me. I do firmly believe RJ Harvey could outscore Hampton this year. And that's why, if anybody wants to know, it's not that we don't love Hampton.
Jam. Call HHH and Associates.
There's no
Triple
way.
H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
There's no way someone can tell us we aren't higher on Hampton than almost anybody. But just because that can be said doesn't mean that we aren't higher on other players than Hampton, because that's how we roll. we're higher on rookies than anybody. And so naturally, Harvey, just because I have Harvey higher doesn't mean I don't have Hampton higher than the average bear. So I would definitely pull it off. And your team is phenomenal, bro. Your team is absolutely fantastic. Lamar Jackson, Kyron, Brees. I mean, come on. This team is unbelievable. But yes, I would try to move Caleb, though. Caleb Johnson, if you package that Steelers running back, Caleb Johnson, with potentially a DK, that might ease their mind in giving you RJ Harvey and Kelsey. Honestly, I'd rather give, if you could even do the trade by saying, I'll give you Caleb and Pacheco if you give me RJ Harvey and Hampton, and I'll throw in DK and Pearsall. Like, I almost want to go one step further, MCF, and make it an even bigger trade and give both RBs. I'd even potentially throw Brees Hall in for the Hampton swap. So get RJ Harvey, do that. RJ Harvey and Kittle for exactly what you said, but then make him also give you, for Brees Hall, Hampton. Hampton, Jaden Higgins for Hendy, Pollard, Mason. I would take Hendy over that alone, let alone you're getting the other pieces that you can now flip. That's a fantastic trade as well. Very, very good. A $2 hauler from Lewis. Appreciate you. Bo Nix in the 14th or JD5 in the 9th. You just got to keep JD5. It doesn't mean I don't draft Bo Nix as well back, but you got to keep, as much as I love Bo Nix, JD5 and 9 is still almost free. Other sleeper QBs, Penix Jr. to the moon. I've already told you that. Dak Prescott. Love Milrow as a late super flex guy. And I think, we look at a player like Kyler. I still believe in Kyler. But I'd say Penix Jr., Cam Ward are probably the deepest calls I could give you, guys that you could actually start. They could be top 10 quarterbacks. Brofist Brad, appreciate you. I feel we aren't giving Troy Franklin enough attention. Maybe so, but I think Franklin's good, but I don't think he's passing either Sutton or Marvin Mims. I don't think there's a shot. If Marvin Mims got hurt, that's when we'd be having the Franklin talk, I think. This is a 6-point per TD passing league, says Adam. Adam, what is your other question? Where is that at? Here it is. I think it's right here. They are gone. Can't use them. Do I go top QB? And what running back or double running back? Jacobs, JT, Chase Brown, Henry, or Lamar and Kittle, or go ham on upside others? Okay, so Thank you for telling me. I needed the information. Telling me who's gone never helps me, bro. I can't figure that out on my head. Who's available? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna miss somebody. So just give me the list of the players like you just did. So go top QB, and what running? If it's super flex, yeah. If it's one QB, no. So if I'm choosing between these guys, Chase Brown and Henry, or I don't mind Lamar. If you've got a keeper, I think you said you had Puka, right? So Lamar in round 3, essentially. I don't mind Lamar. So Puka, Chase Brown, and Lamar is a fantastic start. Would I take Henry? Yeah. If Hendy were there, I'd take Hendy instead of Henry. So I'd take Chase Brown and Hendy. But I'm probably saying with what you're showing here, I don't mind Henry. I can go Henry. But Lamar and Chase Brown sounds pretty damn good with Puka, bro. That would be a fantastic start to a team. Are you taking Genty over Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka, Neighbors at pick 7? Absolutely. Genty I could take as high as 5 overall. So 100,000%, my boy. Sky's the limit for Moore and the 49ers. I don't agree with that. I don't think that he even gets much run. But we'll see. It depends how banged up the room is. But he might be a weapon, like a situational weapon. Fernando, appreciate you. Got another offer. My read for Penix Jr. I take Penix Jr. in a millisecond, and I love Reed. I do actually really love Reed. That might not seem like I don't love Reed, but I do. BBQ dropping a 10 wad, says 12-team league, 2 flex, just drafted Nix, London, Rice, Genty, Hampton, Loveland, Hendy, Harvey, Benches, Golden, Tootin, Merritt, Jaden Higgins, Penix Jr., Bryant. Thank you, Smitty. BBQ, that's straight fire.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Winning. I mean, seriously. What a bunch of winning up in this mug. Sports, appreciate you. Hey, Smitty, 10-teamer, PPR. Should I trade Puka for London? I would. I'd draft London over Puka every time. Puka's got 9 TDs to his name on 28 games, and Adams is in town. And you've got no questions about the offense over in Atlanta, bro. Top 5 wide receiver almost guaranteed for London if he stays healthy. And there's no inherent risk with London getting hurt other than any other player would have. Puka there is. Puka's got that risk and a little more. Or should I hold my receivers or CD Puka? No. I mean, I like Puka, bro, but I'm taking London, and I'm not even hesitating. Love the Atlanta stacking, starting Genty, London, Hendy, Harvey, and Mooney. Mooney's out for a while, though, bro. Pitts and Penix Jr. later. Smitty to the moon. 49ers take a lap, says Morg. Morg, appreciate you. Freaking fantastic job with that team, Morg. London, Hendy. God, I love when you guys have the Hendy, Harvey, and Hunter and Hampton. Have 2 redraft leagues drafting at the 9. Thinking of either Neighbors, Nico, and Amon-Ra as choices. What do you think, Smitty? I'm going Amon-Ra and Nico because I fear the toe with Neighbors. I hate to say it, but I'm taking the safe route. Doesn't mean I don't love Neighbors. Neighbors per start might be the #1 wide receiver through the first 4 games, but this is a long game. It's a long game, and you gotta take that. You gotta be understanding of the situation, and the situation is that it doesn't matter how good he is. I mean, you could draft him, then trade him. I'm fine with that approach too. Draft Neighbors. He scores like the #1 wide receiver for 8 games. And then you trade them before double-digit weeks, because if they're out of the playoffs, you think they're not going to consider shutting them down in week 14, 15 to have the surgery to prepare earlier and have him be at 100% sooner in the offseason for the 2026 season, which will matter for them because they won't make the playoffs this year. And that'll become evident pretty early on, before double-digit weeks maybe even. Not saying they sit him at double-digit weeks, but maybe in week 12, 13, 14, they start considering that. Took over a dynasty with Bijan, Chase, McConkey, McCarthy, Waddle, Pearsall, Caleb, Scatterboo, Young, Milrow, and more. Decent team takeover. Yes, Bijan. I assume that's Jamar Chase because you said Chase. You didn't say Chase Brown. And it's in the middle of, it looks like, well, it could be at the end of the running backs. It could be Chase Brown. Bijan, you got to use name. I don't know if this is Jamar Chase. If it's Chase Brown, I still love it. But Bijan, Jamar Chase, McConkey, that's phenomenal. If it's Chase Brown, it's still very, very good. I'm trying to trade maybe Waddle, Pearsall, Caleb and Pearsall together. Caleb and even McConkey to go get a BTJ or higher. I'm looking at that. If that's Chase Brown, keep it, leave it be. If it's Jamar Chase, leave it be unless you can trade Jamar Chase for like London and Hendy. That's how you're going to rebuild that team, Jordan, is to consider those moves and be like, okay, I'm not married to Jamar Chase. I can get rid of him if I need to. This one's from DTX. DTX, appreciate you. $9, $10 holler. Sorry, $10 holler, my boy. Keeper League, how did I do? Penix, London, Pickens, Genty, Hendy, McBride, Harvey, Debo, Bench. I don't like this, pal. I love it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
That team is doing it live, and I don't even see any trade opportunities other than Pearsall. Wait for Bigsby to gain value. Just wait it out. There's nothing to trade here. You're waiting on these guys to rise up. Maybe. Yeah, no, just stand down. That's a really good team. Doing anything might be reckless. I'm in a full PPR and QB Dynasty League. I got offered Garrett Wilson and Igbuka, one QB league, and Igbuka, and I'm trading away Ladd McConkey and RJ Harvey. Garrett Wilson and Igbuka, no, I'd rather have Ladd and Harvey, and it's not close, and that's not something I say lightly. It's just, you can't, Ladd and Garrett, you could wash that, right? And RJ Harvey, I can't get rid of RJ Harvey. I shouldn't say it's not close, but losing that RB, I just can't do it. I love Igbuka though. I almost want you to find a way to get Igbuka, but I can't do that trade, that specific trade. Smitty, predicting more right than the Simpsons. Subscribe and smash that like button if you like winning. Thank you, Jay. Jay, it's been very Simpson-like around here the past few days, past few weeks. 12-team PPR, Penix Jr., McCarthy, Gibbs, Kyron, Hampton, Harvey, Little Bill, Bigsby, London, Pickens, Rice, Igbuka, Pitts, Arroyo. QBs went early. Rate my team, upgrade QB, or am I okay? Very solid squad. I love Penix Jr. quietly. Here's the deal, guys. If we're trading away Penix Jr., then we don't have Penix Jr. I know that sounds like an obvious take, but if we want to enjoy the fruits of Penix Jr.'s labor, no pause needed. We need to not just run away from the opportunity to start him in some leagues. So I'm going to say I don't think I even go here. Let's go with holding strong on this team. I don't want to move a thing. I love everything about it, even the Penix Jr. situation. Now, if maybe Kyle Pitts climbs up and is tradable, or Arroyo is, you're booming at both of those tight end spots, then maybe you have some leeway to do something. Or Bigsby goes crazy, but Little Bill goes even more ballistic and you can't use him. If you can't start him with this team, then we start looking at Penix Jr. and Little Bill to maybe make an upgrade, or Bigsby. But for right now, just let those values simmer, or you're potentially trading something before it goes up and doubles and triples and splits in value. Getting offered Jamison Williams, Jordan Addison, and Hawkinson for Igbuka in my Dynasty. Jamison Williams, Jordan Addison, and Hawkinson for Igbuka in your Dynasty League, dude. Chad, are we accepting that? Are we accepting that trade? I like Jamison Williams, but I'm telling you right now, I think Igbuka could be better than Jamo by even a lot, because St. Brown's in the way. St. Brown's in the way, bro. It's not like Jamo's good, but he's not Igbuka upside. I'm going to say no.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Now, basically, if you look in the chat, you got a hard no, hell no, yes, in a heartbeat, F no. You can see who believes in Igbuka and who doesn't by those comments. And you can see who has a lot of JMO shares. I'm going to say Igbuka by quite a bit at the end of the day. 37% Bo Nix, 36% Marvin Mims, 42% Bucky, and RJ exposure in the 100-plus best ball drafts. We're cooking. Strollin, appreciate you for dropping the super chat, and congrats on that glorious saturation percentage list that you got there, because it very much mirrors what I got going on. In a Dynasty IDP startup, would you take Hunter with your first or second pick? Hunter with your first or second pick? It depends, bro. Caleb, I can't answer this question unless you go look at the freaking projections. And let me know what the projections say. Does the projection say he's the number 1, number 2 overall player? Because I'm about to do a video tonight on Hunter where we talk about how Hunter is This is my 10-man league that I destroyed my 20-year buddy league. Just completely lambasted them. Bro, if he's the number, if Hunter you got to go to your projections. Go to your projections. Let me know what they are. If it ranks him as the 2 overall player and the number 1 wide receiver, can you imagine what he's going to rank if you put my projections in for him at wide receiver? Because you know what they have? They have 900 or 800 yards and maybe 6 touchdowns. You know what I have for Hunter? 1,200 total yards and 12 total touchdowns and 70 to 80 receptions. And this includes about 150, 200 rushing yards maybe, or maybe it's 1,300 if you include that. But safe play would be 1,200 yards, 70 to 80 receptions, 12 to 13 total touchdowns. Imagine if you inserted that into the projection that has him already ranking where he ranks. So only you can answer this question. I'm in the pick 9 of 10 league. Smitty to go. Thank you for crushing. Thank you. So Caleb, I need that information before I really can answer that question. But the projection should answer. You should be able to piece it together after you look at it. Do you speak ill of San Francisco because they won't help you out in fantasy? If so, I can respect that because you seem allergic to saying anything good about San Francisco. MSQ, you just don't know me because this isn't true. You're saying something that's completely not true. Ask around. Ask the audience right now. Or I'll let the audience tell you right now. There have been players. I mean, do you think I make Debo videos and talk Debo up? And I know he's no longer on the team, but I've been talking Debo up for 5 years. Like, do you think that, do you know that? You might not know that. Do you know that Garendo and Mason, there was no higher analyst in the land, in the galaxy, in the universe that was higher on Garendo and Jordan Mason last year? Do you remember that? Do you know that I have videos like this where we play these all the time?
Well, no going back now. You sure you want to do this, Kyle? Yeah. We have to. Let's go. Start the procedure.
Yeah, John, look at that. Yeah, that looks great, Kyle. Look at him.
Danites, unite!
So again, not trying to put you on blast or anything, but you're completely wrong. I appreciate your super chat. I'm always going to be honest with you, even when it's a comment like this in a super chat. I literally have been promoting Niner players since you were born, and so you might want to dial that back when you assume that I'm a Niner hater. I'm not a Niner hater. I'm a truth teller, and the truth is the Niners are banged up. They're injured like crazy. Shanahan's one of the best offensive minds in the National Football League. He's an architect better than any other person can architect an offense. But he's one of the worst head coaches in the league. And if you don't understand that by now, you are just a Niner supporter, no matter what. And I appreciate that. You're a ride or die Niner supporter, but Shanahan, he's pretty much 50% of the Niner community's almost had enough of him, and 50% thinks he's the best thing ever. He's a horrible head coach. He's a great offensive coordinator. And when you say, you're about to type this MSQ, then how did he get to a national, or how did he get to a NFC championship? How does he get to a Super Bowl? I know you're typing that. You might as well just delete it, because his offensive coordinating, what I just said, he's one of the best minds in the game, is carrying his bad coaching decisions. His taking his foot off the gas pedal, his off the field insanity with getting these players injured, not stretching. MSQ, he doesn't have his team stretch. Raj, RSF 49ers, you know my boy Raj, right? Do you respect Raj? Raj says all the time when we go live, he doesn't understand why the Broncos run out and stretch for 45 minutes and the Niners come out and do a couple of these and then start practicing harder than anybody's ever known. This is why they get it hurt. Raj is a physical therapist. Raj says they don't stretch. They don't stretch at all. So you're completely off base here. I appreciate you, but completely off base. Better start 6 in a 10th. Lamb, London, Kyron, or Lamb, Bucky, Hendy. Lamb, London, Kyron. Woo! Lamb, London, Kyron. Lamb, Bucky, Hendy. Woo! Give me Lamb. Damn, I don't know. Chat, what are we doing here? What are we doing back there? This almost calls for some of that. Ma, get that meatloaf. We want it. We want it now. This is unreal. Chat, what are we doing here? If I had to guess, part of me wants to say Lamb, London, Kyron on the chance that you could maybe get Hendy in the 4th round because it happens in some grandma formats. You might not think so, but it could happen. I almost think you could do it, but if you told me that's impossible, and I think you're guessing, I would say give me the Hendy side, final answer, but very, very close, my boy. Very, very close. Great start, great thinking. Great minds think alike on that. Hey, Smitty, what are auction values for Hampton and Henderson in a PPR league 300 cap? I'll probably say, look, this is your league's going to determine this. I can't guess. There's leagues where Bijan goes for $70 or $80 out of 200 in one auction. And then in a $200 auction, he goes for $55, $49. And those are the leagues where I'm grabbing both Gibbs and Bijan no matter what. If I could get Gibbs and Bijan under $60, no one knows what they're doing. But in leagues where they go for 70 or 90, I had a buddy league where LT would go for 90, Marshall Falk would go for 90. I don't do auctions anymore because they're just hard for me to do, and the content's even hard to produce. But I have on my thefantasyfootballshow.com auction dollar values attached to every single player. So when you look at, you can see right there, you can kind of see it. There's those numbers right next to it. Those are all auction dollars. However, it's more so a sorting of the distance between player values to give you an idea. If he's 90 or he's 70 and he's $69, they're very close. Whereas if he's 70 but he's ranked one slot below but he's 55, there's a huge discrepancy. So those dollar values help determine the distance between players, but they're hard to use. You can't just go in and use auction dollars. You got to let the auction flow. And the baselines of the running backs above Scott, do not call these guys out. Let other people spend money and let somebody else call out Hampton. Hampton doesn't have to come out of your mouth for you to win the bid. Don't call out Hampton or Harvey or Hendy. Let someone else spend a bunch of money and let someone else call them out. And the baseline will set the values here. In general, in a 300, I would say, so Hendy, Hampton, Harvey should go for like 40 something and a maybe 35 to 42. In a 200, so we'll call it 55 to 60 in a 300. And they're very much worth 50. You could spend $150, half of your entire budget on all three running backs. I would smash the hell out of that. Dynasty rookies, bets 1.10, rank Buka, Blue, JSCM, Mims. I'm going to go Buka, Krosky, Merritt, Blue, then Mims. And Mims will fall. Like Mims, you don't need to rank there. So that's kind of why I'm doing that, is you can easily get Mims after those guys. If Hill gets traded to, is Waddle to the moon or no? No, not to the moon. Would he go up in value? Sure. But the guy hasn't delivered. And if he's the number one focus of a defense, is he still the same kind of guy that we've seen in flashes when he's playing as a 2? Smitty, it's Angus. Angus, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. $50 hauler swinging in here by Biscuits. Biscuits, appreciate you with the mother freaking 50 watt on the screen. Biscuits, appreciate you. Angus, thank you for your super chat as well. Biscuits wants my full and immediate attention with the 50 watt. Biscuits, let's do this. Been watching for 2.5 years, no question. Giving some back pay. Keep crushing it, Smitty. Thank you, Biscuits. Thank you very much for that generous super chat, my boy. You are the man, the myth, the legend. I love you guys, man. I couldn't do this without you. I'd be sitting here pissing in the wind by myself. So for anybody that thinks that I don't appreciate you, I try and tell you at least once a day. Larry Kruger, Raj knows who Larry Kruger knows ball and is him. Raj knows who Larry Kruger knows ball and is him. You're just saying that if Raj says something, you're giving Raj credit? Yeah, of course. Raj has got the biggest Niner community page on any platform. He has almost 400,000 followers. And if Raj tells you the Niners don't stretch, and he's a physical therapist, then you might want to take Raj's word for it. Talk to Larry Krueger, aka the Krueger Show. He knows ball. I don't need to talk to Krueger. I don't need to talk to Krueger. I don't know why do I need to talk to Krueger? Tell Krueger to talk to me. Krueger talks to me. I don't talk to Krug. Krug, go get some coffee. I mean, seriously. What do you think? I know ball? Why are you here? I don't need to talk to somebody else. It's like going up to a doctor and go, you should really talk to my chiropractor. Hey, doc, you should really talk to my chiropractor. Krug can come see me. I don't even have time for Krug. I've got my own Krug. His name's Krueger. He knows more than him anyway. And I'm not even mad at him. I don't dislike this guy you speak of. I don't know him. I don't even know who he is. Maybe he's I don't know. Maybe he's just an audio podcaster. I don't know. I don't know who he is. I don't care. But I don't need to talk to him. Why would I need to talk to him? I appreciate that though. I don't know what your deal is tonight. Never said you disrespected San Francisco. Just that. Just seems like it. Well, that's the same. It's almost the same thing. Chad, am I wrong? Is that the same thing? I kind of think that's the same thing. I don't know. MSQ, I still appreciate you. I'm not mad at you. It's just you're coming at me with some weird stuff, so you're gonna get some weird reactions. You know. Dynasty trade Hendy Marv for Genty Mason. Take Hendy Marv. Hendy could be as good as Genty anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta take what we can get there, pal. That's a fantastic trade. BBQ with the $10 hauler. Smitty, you should talk to MSQ. Do you understand how you're coming off right now? Do you understand that you walk into my domain and you say, Smitty, do you hate this guy? Do you hate this guy? I watched you for a while and you seem like you hate the Niners. When I talk about Niner players all the time, I'm a truth teller, bro. And then you come in and you tell me I should talk to somebody because I don't know enough. And you could say, that's not what I said, Smitty. I'm just saying you should talk to somebody so you can know more. What am I gonna talk to this guy about? Hey, I was told MSQ. You know MSQ? MSQ told me to reach out. Should we talk? Come on, MSQ. BBQ, $10 hauler, second draft, 12-team, 2 flex, Knicks, Lamb, Ridley, Bucky, Kyron, Warren, Harvey, Rice, Debo, Tootin, Merritt, Sampson. Look at this team. Never been more prepared to crush in a draft. Thank you, Smitty. BBQ, your team looks absolutely magnificent. Just straight magnificent. Talk to Krug. I can talk to Krug right now. Hey, well, if he shows up. Hey, Krug, are you there?
Absolutely, Smitty. I'm right here. I'm ready to roll at triple speed.
Okay.
Let me know what you need.
Hey, I want you to say RJ Harvey 10 times as fast as you can. Go.
You got it. RJ Harvey, 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 RJ Harvey.
I want you to say as fast as you can, RJ Harvey and Trey Henderson and Travis Hunter and Omarion Hampton. But I want you to rotate where you say Hendy's name twice and RJ Harvey's 3 times and Hunter's 4 times and rotate it. Go.
All right, let's spin that up at triple speed. Here we go. RJ Harvey, RJ Harvey, RJ Harvey, Henderson, Henderson, Hunter, 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 Hampton. Then we do it again. RJ Harvey, RJ Harvey, RJ Harvey, Henderson, Henderson, Hunter, 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 Hampton.
Hunt. I love it. Thank you. Half PPR, Superflex, Auction, Mahomes, Knicks, Ward, Hampton, Hendy, Superflex, great. Ward, Nick, your quarterbacks are through the roof. Hendy, Hampton, Harvey. What are we doing here? Bigsby, Blue. Hunter, you got Triple H and Associates on one squad, my man.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Jeez, see that team. Hunter. Get down. Hey, with an Arnold Schwarzenegger tone, can you say, I'll be back, Hunter?
Absolutely. In my best Arnold voice. I'll be back, Hunter.
Talk to me for like a minute about Travis Hunter and RJ Harvey with that exact voice. Go.
All right, you got it.
That's right. Let's move on. We got stuff to do. I got super chats piling up. Half PPR super flex auction. Love this team. Hampton, Hendy, Harvey, Bigsby, Blue, Hunter, Buka, Debo Samuel. Debo Samuel might be the key to this team. Just because you went light wide receiver and everybody thinks your wide receivers are trash. I almost know that. Everyone said your wide receivers suck. Buka and Hunter are flying in under the radar. Debo Samuel flying in under the radar. Engram, Pitts. Maybe you can move something later like Bigsby or Blue or Mason with Engram or Pitts to try and beef up a wide receiver or get an additional wide receiver if you need to. Your team's fantastic. I'm sitting on that. I'm not touching it unless that evolves for you. There's just too much value there to move away from before it climbs. That value's got to climb. Overcome. I just offered away Walker, Sharbs. Let's see here. I just offered away Walker and Sharbs and Hampton and Najee, Hall and Javonte for my butt. What is it? You're trading all these players at once? This is one of the bigger trades we've seen in a while. Walker, Sharbs, Hampton, Najee, Hall, and Javonte. Okay, so the Seattle backs Hampton and Hall for Genty, Henderson, Stevenson, and Harvey and Dobbins. Yes, home run.
You've just been Smitty approved.
And this isn't to say I don't love Charbonnet, and I don't love Hampton, and I don't love Hall, but you're just kind of slightly upgrading every one of them, and you're winning the entire trade. So that's an easy decision on my part. We've got Yo Smitty, need your help to crush grandmas. I have 9th and 12th pick. Who would you take around these spots? It's hard to say, Clock. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm taking Genty if he's there. Obviously, anybody above Genty I'm taking as well, but Genty's like my number 5 running back. So after the big 4, Chase, Lamb, Bijan, Gibbs, and then Genty are gone, it becomes dicey where I might go BTJ then Bucky, or if I think Bucky won't fall, bro, I don't care. I might take Bucky. Don't tell anybody. I might take him at 9, and then you get St. Brown or BT or London. But if you think you can get Bucky later, then I'm definitely, and you think you can with the 12 pick, I think I'd go Bucky 12, London 9. If I had to choose London or BTJ 9, but if Genty's there, I'm going Genty. And in that type of league, I'm probably going Genty, Bucky. If that's my ideal answer, Genty, Bucky, or I'm going to go London, Bucky, or BTJ, Bucky. Okay, final answer. That's what I do. But I do go the RB first and foremost. Did you see the vid of BRJ? Number 1 instead of Bijan, number 1. BRJ. Brian Robinson Jr., number 1. Oh, yes. That one where the guy drafted. Yes. You know what? I played in a league where so the guy went up and put Brian Robinson Jr. on the board, and then he walked back, and his buddies were cracking up, and I think they made him keep it. And once you put the sticker on the board, that's done. That's called a real league where you don't get away with taking that off the board. Just living the gimmick and getting you moolah. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks for the moolah. Salty says, I drafted Hendy Harvey, then I made a trade to get Hunter. Thanks to you, Smitty. I have the Triple H trifecta. Thanks to Smitty for showing me the light. Thank you for supporting the Triple H and Associates, my boy.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Man, that was so sad when that guy took Brian Robinson Jr. Imagine your whole season being done. And I agree with that. You put it on the board, it's your own fault. I don't think you take that back. I play in a cutthroat league like that, and that's the way it is. Smitty got nervous about K9, so I traded David Montgomery for Sharbs. Is that a mistake? No, I don't think it will be. The Sharp has less value, like you could have maybe got more, but at the end of the day, you're going to be historically correct on that. Go watch my Sharps video. Go watch my Sharps video, my boy. You'll love it. Hey, Smitty, love the show. You won me a Dynasty startup last year. I got sent an offer for Achane and Puka for Trey Henderson and a first-rounder. Thoughts? I think you got to keep Achane and Puka. I love Henderson, bro. It depends. If that first-rounder was a locked-in 1.1 and you knew that for a fact, I might be on board for that, but you don't know that, and the odds are it's a mid, if I had to guess, or you don't know. So that's too much. I think, trading Puka for Hendy is enough. And I do that. CD or Bijan, number 2. overall in a full PPR draft. If it's going to be running back hungry still, I'm still going Bijan. And even if it's not necessarily running back hungry, but you can pretty much guarantee me that I can get at least a Garrett Wilson or an MHJ later on, even going RB. I'm leaning toward Bijan and Bijan and a player like that, Chase Brown. But I definitely go, if London could fall, then even more so. But can you win with CD and Bucky? Yeah, I mean, if Bucky fell and you had CD, that's great too. This is one of those things where there's 100 ways to win. I tend to draft Bijan. I think Bijan's going to have an amazing season. That's kind of where I stand on it. But I draft a lot of CD Lamb too, and I love that. So you can't go wrong. Bijan's my pick unless you for sure know that wide receiver is going to be more beneficial for you with your league mates. Yo, Smitty, been watching for 3 years. Got me to first 2 years ago and second last year. 14-team linear draft. I got the second pick. I don't think Chase will fall to me. So who you taking? Again, same answer as I gave for that guy. If it's running back hungry, I'm gonna go with Bijan. I'm not afraid to go CD Lamb though. I'm just not. But I definitely tend to draft Bijan more. 12-team full PPR. Nix, JT, Harvey, Lamb, Rice, Bowers, Sutton, bench, Sharps, Bigsby, Downs, Coleman, Garendo. Any moves you make or sit tight. I'm going to go, let's see, Nix, JT. I'm getting rid of JT. I don't draft JT. I don't want JT. And he's pretty tradable. So you could get Hendy and Hunter. You could get Hendy and I know you got Rice already, but a Rasheed Rice type and Hendy. I'm doing things like that. You could probably you got Harvey already. You could get Hampton potentially with an extra piece. You could get Kyron and an extra piece. And I think you could even maybe upgrade like a Sutton potentially into that player if you want to do the 2 for 2. But I'm shopping JT. I'm going after Hendy. I'm going after Hampton. I'm going after Kyron. I'm going after Chase Brown. I'm going after potentially with Harvey. You need the running back, so you can't go after a wide receiver, but you can get a wide receiver with him. You know, like a JSN and a Hendy. You know, those are the moves I'm making, and I think you'll pull off one of those. And don't sell JT for nothing. You got to get that type of deal. Would you trade BTJ for Ladd and Ibuka? Chat, what are we doing? Ladd and Ibuka or BTJ? That's so damn close. Because Ladd's super good. And Ibuka could be, the next BTJ. Ladd and Ibuka or BTJ? Please vote in the chat. In a 7 out of 10 person league, who are you taking top 10 picks? Top 10 picks, Jay, I can't really roll through all those and I would just say, look, you're taking the big 4 are in order for me are Bijan, Gibbs, Jamar Chase, Lamb. If it's running back hungry, or I could go Chase, Lamb, Bijan, Gibbs, and then after that it's Genty. Then it's a big bag of just pretty even players. BTJ, St. Brown, Neighbors, London, Achan. Those are my guys right there. And the order is tough. The order, the wind blows this way, I could go that way. I tend to just say Genty covers you from 5 down to about pick 12. So I'm typically drafting Genty. That'd probably be my best advice I can give you. The chat is saying Ladd and Ibuka, BTJ safer. BTJ, but close. Ladd and Ibuka. I'd keep both personally. BTJ. It seems very, very even. I would probably lean toward Ladd and Ibuka, and then it's hard to say that because I love BTJ, but that's a lot of talent and it gives you some flexibility. It also protects you from like injury. If BTJ went down, you're done. If one goes down on the other side. 1.7 12-man PPR, Genty or Neighbors. Genty all day. Bucky, London, second round. I could go either one. I'm definitely taking Genty. I like running back if you believe you can survive very well at wide receiver, but if you need safety and you don't like the anxiety of having an imbalanced team, then I would say London is probably the better choice. Offered Terry for 10 fab. Scary Terry? I would take Scary Terry for $10 in fab. It sounds like someone wants to pull the old Smitty move where they get a little extra fab so they can drop a full load drop on JCM. Is JCM... I wonder if JCM's on waivers in your league, bro. Is JCM on waivers in your league? Is that what he's trying to do to get that $10, be sly, and then he's going to pick up JCM? Check, make sure. And then go trade for $11 fab with someone else and then take JCM too. Got picked 1 and 4 overall. 1 and 4, 14 team league, home league. 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Bijan and Gibbs first 2. Yes, first 2. And how would you rank Travis Hunter, Igbuka, Tet McMillan? I would say Hunter, then Igbuka, but it's pretty damn close at this point. And then kind of a tier break, Tet McMillan, Zay, and then tier break, Zay Flowers. I think Tet's well above Zay. Tet's dealing with another injury. So Tet's looking kind of injury prone at this point. There's 2 different hamstring injuries. I'm going to say Gibbs, Bijan, Chase, Lamb in that order, if you need that for your top 4. And then Hunter, Igbuka are damn close. But I think you can draft Hunter ahead and then grab. I think it's safest to grab Hunter first if you're trying to grab both of them. I'm not saying Igbuka falls, but because he's going higher and higher. But damn, I mean. It's hard to say. JMO, 9-month membership, JMO or Igbuka in PPR and Dynasty. I'm gonna say Igbuka in Dynasty, Derek. But definitely feel like it's one of those situations where it could go either way. I could definitely adjust my thinking. This membership message from Skies, BA Skies says, JMac IR take JCM, Mims, Taj Brooks, JCM by a country mile. And Mims should be there too. You should be able to get both of them because Mims is not highly ranked by people, my boy. He's just not. It's pretty easy to get Mims. So definitely JCM, and it's not even close. And that doesn't mean I don't love JCM. Does 3 wide receiver, 2 flex format change anything? No. I have 10th and a 10-man? No. Genty or H-hand doesn't change anything because at the end of the day, there's still players that I love and sleepers that I draft, and I fill those rooms in similar fashion. And if anything, it just kind of makes, you could, relatively speaking, say that this position becomes more valuable with that format, this position, and you could just kind of keep going around in a circle going, well, then that changes this, though. 12-man Mahomes, Lamb, Bucky. It changes how I draft, like in the 4th and 5th, 6th round, maybe because I need to fill lineup spots, but that's it. 12-man Mahomes, Lamb, Bucky, Henderson, Garrett Wilson, Brees, Hunter, Njoku, JCM, Benson, Braylon Allen. How did we do? You did really, really good, bro. Lamb, Mahomes, Bucky, Henderson, Garrett Wilson's fantastic. Brees, Hunter. I don't even want to change anything. You're letting Benson, Tootin, Coleman, Braylon Allen especially, and Brees Hall simmer. And then you could almost trade Brees and Allen together once one is looking amazing. I think one will. If it is Braylon Allen, they'll trade Brees Hall, and you'll get 2 players out of it. But I like this team. I don't think I'm trading Hall on the low. I don't think Braylon Allen can be traded high enough yet. Benson not high enough yet. Tootin not high enough. So you're in JCM. You could explore trading JCM. The only thing I'd do with this would be JCM and Brees to get a slightly better player. You could throw Allen in if you can. If you could get maybe, I'd even say like a Hendy, something like that. I would consider it. But JCM could turn right now. He could turn Garrett Wilson into BTJ or London if you wanted. And I'm not opposed to waiting either, but those are the only moves I would consider, and I would consider those moves just because JCM is free money right now, and I'm not saying he won't be amazing. We obviously love him. He's the leader of the midseason monsters. Him and Charbonnet are the 2 big dog midseason monsters. They're the leaders of this board. In fact, Sharbs has been at the center of this board the entire offseason, and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt as well. So we're going to put those guys right here as the leaders of this board and nudge them around slightly just so they get the center of the board. These are the commanders of the ship at the middle. Biggest graphics on the screen for a reason because they're monsters. They're absolute generals. Betty, hope all is well. Let me know what you think of this team. 0.512 team. Knicks, Neighbors, Rice, Genty, Harvey, Tyler Warren, Hendy, Bench, Igbuka, Debo. Love the team. You're in the same spot as that guy. You're maybe taking Bill and maybe upgrading, let's say, nothing right now. Your team's great. I love all these players. I want all these players to stay on my roster. Would I maybe trade like later on? Maybe trade Debo and JCM together when they're both popping off? Maybe. To get something, maybe. But even so, like, I love this team. I think you got lots of good depth. You're just sitting back and letting some of that amazing bench talent that you accumulated, let it marinate. Let it marinate, and it'll rise up and serve you, bro. Passing on Jefferson for Genty, absolutely. And that doesn't mean that I don't love Jefferson, but I don't love Jefferson's injury concerns, even though he's back at practice, but he's not. You got about a 15-day window before you know if that's going to end up being okay. Blanco, forgot to mention I have the most fab currently. Big advantage, absolutely. And I'm stacked at receiver, London, Lamb, Rice, Buka. Definitely, and don't be afraid to full load drop when we start talking up a player like JCM, for example, is full load drop material. This one here, hit that thumb up button. We got 240 likes, about 700 people in the building. Appreciate you being here. 12-team Dynasty, Superflex, 0.5 PPR, tight end premium, trade Bo Nix, Penix, or no, Bo Nix and Penix. Bo Nix and Pickens. Bo Nix and Pickens, and 2 first-rounders for Lamar Jackson. Wow. Damn. Bo Nix and Pickens and 2 first-rounders for Lamar. I'm going to say no. I love Bo Nix, bro. I'm going to say no. Lamar Jackson. Okay, for Lamar Jackson, I have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Oh, so you'd be getting that? I take the Bo Nix, the first-rounders, and the Pickens, bro. Anybody disagree with me on that? I like Bo Nix that much. I like Bo Nix that much. And then you said, I have Josh Allen, CMC, Kamara. I like your team. I like your team, Josh. I'm trying to trade. I'm trying to trade Henry and Kamara, though. I'm trying to get into, Hendy. Trying to get into Kyron. I'd hold on to Henry more than I'd hold on to CMC, though. So trade CMC and Kamara. CMC is going 1.5, 1.7. In a redraft setting, this is Dynasty, damn it. I don't know what you're going to be able to do, Kenny, with CMC. You might have to let the wheels fall off. I would try and trade him. I don't know if you can get a Harvey right now. I would take Harvey straight up for CMC in a Dynasty. This is a Dynasty, you guys. But I'm trying to trade Henry or CMC or Kamara to try and get Harvey while you can. And I would trade for Kyron. Kyron's older, and so people will be a little bit, apprehensive about him anyway. So maybe they take CMC. Breece Hall over potentially. Breece Hall and something over CMC because he's still young. Jacoby Myers, Higgins, or Waddle. I would say Waddle here, but I'm not excited about it, any one of those 3 guys, to be honest, bro. This one here is from Cam. Cam says 10-man PPR. Daniels, Achan, Hampton, Harvey, Tank, Bigsby, Johnson, Ollie, JCM, Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Hunter, and Buka. Love everything but Ayuk, who's not really tradable right now, but you never know. Ayuk and Garrett Wilson and maybe like Caleb Johnson for a slightly better receiver like London or BTJ is what I'm after, Cam, and I do that all other freaking day long. Ricky dropping the blank $19.99 $20 super chat. Ricky, appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Ricky, if there's a question, I'll look for it right below to see if maybe you had asked another question. Guys, I appreciate all of you dropping that fire, those super chats. You guys are amazing. I think I did a good job today getting it out really quickly. We're caught up right now. You can drop more super chats. I'll answer in order in which they're received. But I think I did pretty good, right? Answering those quickly. That was fantastic. We went through a massive amount in a freaking hour and 33 minutes, but with about a 30-minute intro, so about an hour, I went through all those, and we're back to being clean slate. Any super chats will answer in the order which to receive. Ricky, I don't see a message from you yet. I'm going to keep looking to see if Ricky is dropping anything else. We got another one here from Jesse. Says, can you rank Bucky, Chase Brown, Kyron, Hendy? Yeah, I sure can. I will probably say, my boy, that I'm looking at Bucky, Chase Brown, and then Kyron and Hendy are tied. I'd rotate Kyron and Hendy. I'd absolutely rotate that, my boy. Just rotate it like a madman. I meant Hendy, not Henry. Trade is done, and the trade is done. What trade did you do then? What trade's done? Love Hendy then. I'm still trying to get rid of CMC and Kamara, trying to get Harvey. Harvey will be the player to go get. And he's 24 years old. People are kind of scared of him in Dynasty. So that makes it pretty easy to, to try and pull off. Appreciate you. Says drawing. I don't know if he's talking to, I think Travis might be helping him in the chat. Travis, thank you for answering questions. Guys, if you got any other super chats, drop it. I appreciate you. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to try to read those membership questions. Sometimes I definitely read them at the end of the show if I don't get to them, but I'm gonna try and start reading them in the mix. Bo Nix, Pickens, 2 first-rounders is the trade you made. Okay. Yeah, guys, what do you think on that one? I think that was a good move. Does everybody agree? I believe that I would make that trade. I would take 2 first-rounders, Bo Nix, and Pickens for Lamar. And I know Lamar's amazing in Superflex. I get it. I understand what time it is. Mute yourself, caller, if you could. You got a lot of background noise. You got the show on or whatever, but please mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Caller, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. So, yeah, Lamar. What did everybody think on that? Lamar, or do you like Knicks, 2 first-rounders, and George Pickens? Can you vote in the chat on that one more time, just to make sure? Kenny's already done it, but I'm curious what you guys would do on that. I love Bo Nix. If you don't like Bo Nix, maybe you'd say no to that, but I love Bo Nix. Kenny traded for Lamar. Yeah, that's a lot. But hey, Kenny, I mean, it's debatable, right? I'm asking the question. It's not so easy that I'm like, that's bad trade. I'm I'm asking the chat because it's so close. It does seem like the chat believes that the Knicks side is a little bit better, but you're still going to score a ton of mother freaking points with Lamar as your QB, along with, what was it, Josh Allen. So Knicks side won the trade. The chat kind of agrees in general, but you got a couple Lamar votes, so it's obviously close, bro. Don't even sweat it. All right, let me go to this phone callers here. Appreciate you guys. Guys, I got to keep it fast. I can't go through full team or, things. You can't. I'm sorry. I just can't on the phone line. We got too much going on. Let's see. 646. What can I do for you? You're live.
Hey, boys. I just wanted to know, should I trade Worthy for Self?
Worthy for who?
For Self.
Who?
Purcell. For Self.
Pearsall.
Pearsall.
You're saying Purcell. You're saying Purcell. It's not It's Pearsall.
Some pronounce it Purcell, so I don't know.
All right.
Yeah,
all right. I didn't know what you were saying. Okay. Worthy. I take Worthy in a heartbeat. Not even close, bro. Not even close. This pretty Ricky stuff is getting out of control. Worthy's by far the better player. Not even close.
All
right, my boy. Anything else?
No.
All right, call back if you got another one. I'll be here. All right, later. Caller, please mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Thank you very much. If everybody can mute unless you're called upon. Travis, you don't have to, but you're always quiet. Cody, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, buddy.
So I drafted Terry McLaurin, and I also have Jordan Mason. Now, you told me to package those two for another trade. Who do you think would be worth that?
Mason and Scary Terry for Garrett Wilson.
Preferably, I'd like a receiver, and I already have Garrett Wilson.
Okay. To go upward from there, I mean, you're kind of risking it a little bit going like JSN or something because Scary Terry's so good, but he's injury prone this year now. He's 30 years old now. Debo's there now. He might be kind of rusty coming into the situation, and he might get traded still. So JSN might have some more value. London, of course, I love London. Of course, I love BTJ. Maybe we're talking, you could say like MHJ, but it just depends on how you value some of these guys. There's not a lot that you're going to get with that. It's going to be much, much upgraded. It's going to be hard to, like, I'm looking at the rankings right now. Drake London, probably going to be hard to get. You go to MHJ, JSN, Garrett Wilson, and then we're back to near McLaurin range. So you don't really have a lot. You almost got to give up like a first rounder to go get a BTJ. Like if you don't give up more, if it's a redraft league, you got to give up more because it's going to be pretty hard for you to pull that off. There's just not a lot of. There may be Lad McConkey's a little safer.
Okay. Yeah, it's a redraft, 12-man PPR. The real dilemma I have is I only have Dak on the roster. T-Law's on the waiver, so I'd like to just get somebody else just in case anything bad goes wrong, but I don't really have anyone to drop, so I'm trying to make that trade work.
Yeah. All right. Call back if you got another one. Later, bro. Theo, you're live.
Yeah, I got quick question about Marvin Mims. So I got Scattaboo right now on my bench, and that's the only one who I think is slightly droppable since I have Big Speed Charves, Penix, Tootin, Debo, and Harvey with them. And so I'm wondering if Mims is good, or Kyle Pitts is also there, or should I just keep Scattaboo?
What do you need more? Scattaboo to step up, or are you good at RB and he's a stash, or do you actually maybe need Mims?
My wide receivers right now are Garrett Wilson, Debo, Hunter, and Marv, and then my running back room is stacked with Gibbs, Jensen, Bucky.
I don't know. My advice would be drop your kicker, pick up Mims, and try and negotiate a trade that make some room. But the bottom line is, like, you drop Scat, you're running a big risk. You don't pick up Mims, you're running a big risk. There's no real way to give you good solid advice on this, because it comes down to opportunity for Scat. If opportunity is there for Scat, he becomes a starter. He becomes a league winner. And if he doesn't get the opportunity, he wastes away on your bench. It's part of this game we play called fantasy football. I would say that you're kind of hard pressed to maybe drop a kicker defense and try and buy some time. That's the only thing I can tell you. I wish I could tell you one was better than the other, but it comes down to, will Scattaboo get a shot or will he not? And if he doesn't, he's not going to do anything. And if he does, he could be a league winner. Just no way to know.
I got you. I'll try to drop the kicker then. Appreciate you, Smitty.
Yeah. All right, man. And then if you got some trades worked out to make room, then let me know. We'll go over it. Later, bro. Last caller right now. I may open up the line again in a second. Let me just go over to this guy. 909, you're live. What's your name and where are you calling from, 909?
Hi, it's David calling from California.
Dave.
Woo! Yeah, all this is getting me jacked, dude. But long story short, right? I got 3 out of the 4 H&H associates, and I also got JCM on my bench, right? But my receiver report for this league is Xavier Worthy, Hunter, and Ibuka, right? So I have all these extra running backs like Dylan Sampson's there. And JCM,
you like how this guy's sliding in his full team. He's like, yeah, let's go. Okay, let me just tell you one part of it. Let me tell you the whole team. All right, what's the question?
Well,
you want to trade away Bill?
I want to know what. Yeah, I want to trade to beef up my wide receiver.
All right, who's your wide receiver room one more time?
Ibuka, Hunter, and sorry, dude. Ibuka, Hunter, and let's see here. Damn it, dude! I was so excited, it made me fucking forget. Hold on.
Monetization, my boy. You keep doing it. All right. Call back if you want to. It's not that your boy doesn't swear. It's just you get him. There's only so much. Okay. Appreciate you. Who just wrote that in the chat? Oh, I lost it. All right, guys, keep dialing in if you got anything. If you want to try again, you can try again, my boy.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Okay, let's see here. Viral says, what do you make of that interview with Stevenson and Gibson talking about splitting carries? I don't know. I think it doesn't matter. I think we got mother freaking Hendy there now. I love how people don't really understand that Hendy's the starter. There are actually people out there that are like, there's people out there actually creating content around like Hendy's gonna eventually get a hold of the role. I can't believe there's people that still speak like that. They'd even have an ability to have people listen to that. Like, Hendy's gonna eventually get a role. I keep hearing that. All over the place. Gavin, you're live. David, you can call back in, but just mute yourself when you call back in. Go ahead, Gavin, you're live.
Oh yeah, I had a question. Who do you like more? Who's your top 2 out of Keenan Allen, Isaiah Bond, Horton, and Thornton?
Keenan Allen, Isaiah Bond, Horton, and Thornton. Probably Horton, then Thornton, then Bond. And I like Bond a lot. We love Bond. I mean, we the whole offseason talked about how Bond was better than Matthew Golden. But his situation's kind of hard to predict. He's got a lot of climbing to do, but I'm rooting for him tremendously. But I'll probably say, Horton feels like, he's in an amazing, he's actually in I want to say an amazing system. I don't believe in Darnold, but I think Milroe's going to run it well, and Seattle's going to pound the rock, bro. They're going to be a fantastic team. So I like Horton. He's in a better spot. I think Thornton's really good, but he could take a little time. So we'll just have to, play it by ear on when we can maybe use Thornton. Thornton won't be usable right away, but we just kind of wait and see how Thornton develops and how quickly. But Horton might be, and Horton could have like 30 yards game one. We got to be careful not to expect the world and start Horton in a wide receiver 3 spot over like a really solid option. But Keenan Allen, I'm kind of just waiting, bro. Anything else?
Another one. Would you trade Tootin for Marvin Mims?
Tootin for Marvin Mims? I'd rather have both of them.
It's a trade, so
I know, but I if you need a wide receiver, Mims works out great. If you need a running back that can win a league, Tootin works out great. It's pretty hard to say. Like, this is like that guy that wanted to trade Bill, wanted to drop Tootin to get Bill, and I'm like, you can't. He's both potentially the next Bucky Irving. You got to figure something else out, and I don't know.
Or have Nick.
Yeah, well, the stack doesn't necessarily guarantee anything in redraft, but I would just say that if you need a receiver, Mims is probably better for you, and if you need a running back, Tootin. If you don't need either, then Tootin's got a little more win a league potential, but I want both of them, bro. I wish I could give you a.
This is one of the biggest questions I get too in the chat is, do I drop Tootin for Mims? Do I drop Mims for Tootin?
Yeah, those are two very, very common questions. Very common, and I get, do I trade? I think the caller left, but yeah, it's a tough one. I wish I could give him an answer. If I was in a box, if you put me in a box and I got to decide, I guess I would probably say. I'd probably say Mims for now, because Tootin's kind of third in the pecking order. But the moment ETN's traded or something, bro, it's like it's game on. Tootin was drafted by. The only thing is Tootin didn't run with any of the starters during the entire preseason, so you're kind of like, he's definitely a little ways away. They didn't give him any run with T-Law. So it was all Bigsby and ETN. So be a little cautious expecting too much out of Tootin. In fact, I think Tootin is the most cut player of a lot of the guys we talk about on the midseason monster list. He'll probably be the most cut player walking out of week 1, which won't surprise me. And he'll be on the waiver wire week 2 show, the waiver wire week 3 show, and until we win leagues with it. So it's tough, man. I wish I could tell you that it was an easy call. All right, David, one more time, David. What's up? What's your question?
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to know what I could get, what kind of receiver I could get with trading JCF.
To trade Bill away and get a receiver right now, I think you can ask for a ton. I think you need to shoot for the moon. If not, wait and let Bill gain more value. Bill probably gets you, if your little heart desires, Debo, Egbuka, DK Metcalf, Rashee Rice, and if he doesn't get you that, then slam the door in their face.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Because
that's what I just wanted to know, because I have like I said, like the running backs that I have are all juice, and I just need to beef up my wide receiver core, and then I'm pretty much set.
Yeah, but waiting doesn't hurt anything because he could gain even more value. Right now, this is the early stages. People are going to get billed out a little bit. They're going to get all like, okay, enough Bill, and it could sink a little bit. But then the moment he has like one more run, and I don't know that he's going to get any run in this next game. Hard to say because a lot of the starters won't play this game. And this third week, it's kind of a nothing. It's kind of like we need to make final cuts, and let's give a lot of these like guys that we might cut some run. And I just don't know if they're going to be like, hey, Bill, go prove more. Like, we don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I would think that they would, try to save him from getting hurt. And, because we don't know, Brian Robinson's probably going to leave. So, I mean, you don't want to put out that dude to get hurt out there for the last, couple games when start September 4th. At least that's what I'm thinking anyway, you know?
Well, just there's nothing wrong with waiting. You don't need to complete the Infinity Stones right now. You can wait until week 2 or 3 to make that trade. You can score what you're going to score in week 1, score what you're going to score in week 2, and then be a monster in weeks 3 on with this extra player. So you just wait and let Bill gain some value if versus selling low. All right, I got to go.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
One more. Thornton, right? He's good to have just stats on your roster.
Depends. Yeah. But, I mean, depends who you can grab. You know, whatever.
That was the only dude on there that I like that, you know, that has potential pop.
Yeah, I love
All right, cool. That's all I wanted to know.
All right, later, bro. Baseball.
You like Worthy or Bill? Would you trade Worthy?
Yes, I'd take Worthy.
Go for Worthy.
I'd take Worthy. You know, do you run the risk of like regretting it? Maybe, but I mean, like you'll be fine with that.
Sure.
Baseball universe, bro. First of all, your name's Baseball Universe, and you're trying to tell me what value Bill has. Nobody's that high on JCM. Okay. The sun didn't rise this morning, too. Gotcha. You know who's high on Bill? Let me tell you who's high on Bill. I'll tell you who's high on Bill. Hey, Kruger. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, the rookie running back for the Washington Commanders. They call him Bill, Bill, because he looks like the cartoon character. That's how he got the name growing up. Can you repeat Bill 20 times in a row as fast as you can? And I want, like, faster than you've ever said any of the other things I've had you say fast. Go.
Hey, Smitty, you got it. Here we go. Super speed mode. Bill. Hopefully that's fast enough for you.
Can you actually do it faster?
Absolutely. Let's ramp it up to triple speed for you.
One more time. Go.
You got it. Let's absolutely blaze through it.
All right. I mean, that's how you can do it. Super chat here from 7633. It says pick number 4, 12-team full PPR. Should I run Gibbs, Chase Brown with the turn after the Lamb and Chase Brown? I mean, Lamb, Chase Brown, Gibbs, Chase Brown. It's really just totally arguable depending on what wide receivers you can get later. If you're not going to get anything and you're going to be disappointed at wide receiver, go Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. Or I'm sorry, Lamb and Chase Brown. But if you think you're going to get massive wide receivers at a discount like I did in my league where I got Garrett Wilson, I got Travis Hunter, I got Debo, I got Ibuka, I'm flying high at my wide receiver spots, and I went running back. I went 4 running backs in a row. So that's in a 10-man. You know, it depends on the league. This is a 12-man league, so you're probably going to have to get your receiver around 4. But could you get MHJ, and are you going to be happy with that? If not, then and you could go wide receiver around 3 if you wanted to go RB. But who are you going to get there? So, what if you run into Hendy in round 3 and you got running back already? Are you going to have the cojones to say, well, I'm going Hendy, and then you got to go get wide receivers later? So sometimes going Lamb and Chase Brown will set you up to be more flexible with the 3rd round pick to be like, damn, I can still take Hendy here and not feel bad about it. So I don't know. It's up to you, bro. I honestly, that question is the most asked question I get is, do I go Lamb or do I go Gibbs or do I go Bijan or do I go Chase? Or there's really no good answer other than the context you can give me to then having make my decision. Resubmitting went 20, picking 7. I want Genty if he's gone. Who you taking? Don't want JJ or Neighbors. Bucky probably comes back to me. Also keep 2 in a standard. Bijan, Puka, Bowers, Achane. Thank you. Easily Bijan. And I'd probably say, God, you know, this is weird because usually ADP does guide you, right? Achane, you're taking above Bowers, but I am tempted to say Bijan and Bowers just because that combination is just disgusting. But I love Achane. I'm not super scared about his calf injury. We'll probably be going live on that at midnight Eastern if I do come back and go live and draft with you. Normally I don't on Wednesdays, but I might tonight. The reason I might come back on that is because people are talking out of their rear end on this A-Chan stuff. We got a guy in CBS saying that he's going to be out through week 3. He couldn't possibly know that. It's such a bad take. So we'll talk about that probably tonight. I guess I would go for safety. I would go Bijan and Bowers because you think you're getting Bucky. So that's phenomenal. And you want Genty, so why not keep Bowers and then grab Genty? If you can get Genty and Bucky and you already have Bowers and Bijan, that's unbelievable. And it doesn't make me want to keep a wide receiver, by the way. I'll figure it out. It sounds like a weird scenario. Like your keepers are insane. Phone line. Who's there? 817, you're live. What's your name and where are you calling from? 817.
Hey, Smitty. My name is Stefan. I am from the Caucasus Mountains.
The what?
I'm from the Caucasus, Russia.
Oh, what's up, my boy?
How you doing, man? You're the GOAT, dude. You're better than Tom Brady.
Thank you. Russia. Okay. We
Yes,
got
sir.
you. What can I do for you, bro?
I got a couple questions for you. We can answer, my boy.
All right.
It is. I was offered Patrick Mahomes and Sam Laporta for Kyler Murray, James Cook, and my first round pick. It's a 10-team PPR Dynasty league. What do you think about that trade?
Patrick Mahomes and Sam Laporta for, say it again, who are the other 3?
Kyler Murray, James Cook, and my first round pick.
Kyler Murray, James Cook, and your first round pick. I probably lean
I
toward.
think that's egregious.
It's what?
This
I
guy's
think
a
it's
troll.
egregious, but let me know.
Yeah, all right. I don't know. I was just trying to give him a chance. But
Yeah, I know.
the inflections were really obvious. They're like totally not his
I was
voice.
waiting for the.
I'm from
I was waiting
Russia.
for the turkey call.
I'm from Russia. Oh, are you? Such a good Russian accent. I'm from.
Yeah, the turkey guy or what?
I'm from Russia.
That's Stefan from Russia.
It's my cowboy voice from Russia. I'm from Russia, Smitty. All right. Let's see here. We've got this caller here from the 586. Matthew, you're live.
Smitty, got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
So I've drafted 3 times in the last 3 days, and I love the value we get for Debo for his ADP, and I'm loving the value, of course, that we're getting for Igbuka. I'm on the train for both of them, love them both. With the recent Igbuka hype, Igbuka's gotten sniped from me now 3 times, and I don't know, is it worth me reaching and going Igbuka over Debo, risking it and saying, you know what, I'd rather have Debo or rather have Igbuka over Debo, and then if Debo falls, I'll take him. If you have to pick, are you taking Igbuka over Debo?
I mean, most people are right now, bro. You're not asking like some wild question. I think the majority of the chat would tell you Book over Debo right now. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Chat, vote on it. I would say you're not crazy at all. I think I try and get away with what I can get away with if you want both of them. What's the suggested rank look like? And that will be influential. But you're right. Someone could just, reach on them real quickly and ruin your hopes and dreams. But I guess if you can't live without Buka, if you're going to be depressed after your draft, then just grab him. Grab your guy.
I am.
Okay, there you go. So don't let it just sway you away. You might even get Debo anyway, bro. There's people that hate him. I don't know why.
Yeah. I've got a couple more drafts, so I think I'm just gonna pass Debo, snag Buka, and then if he falls, he falls.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate you. All right, Travis, what do you got? What do you hear? What do you say?
Actually, EA Sykes, he was wondering, he's got Chase Brown. He's wondering if he should have Woody Marks or Taj Brooks to cuff Chase Brown.
Chase Brown? I mean, probably pretty smart to cuff him. I think that Woody Marks has a little bit of climbing to do. I like him. His offensive line's trash anyway, but I still like Woody Marks. He's on the midseason monster list, but probably smart to Brooks looked pretty good, and they like him, and he's kind of the only other guy that would step up, and they'd have to use him. So I like him a lot. He looks. I know you
wanted to ask you because I wasn't sure if Marks kind of has a little higher ceiling right now, but I wasn't sure if it was safer just to cuff Chase Brown.
Yeah, I mean, in a box, I'd vacuum in a box. I'd say Marks, but in that scenario, it's different. Easy call for me if you got to cuff that situation.
Cool.
Yeah. What else you got? What do you think about the topic of tonight, the stacks? What's your favorite stack of the two, Denver or Atlanta? And obviously, you got to consider that Atlanta's going to cost more. So you're taking Bijan in round 1, you're taking London in round 2, and then you're getting Kyle Pitts and Penix later. You're able to get the Broncos stack. It might be less potent to a degree because you don't have Bijan or London, but you're getting it pretty much all of it free, and then you free up your first, second, third, fourth rounds, and you're only spending a fifth rounder on Harvey and everybody else is later. What stack feels better to you? In chat, what do you prefer? Building around your first, second, third, fourth round picks being monsters and then grabbing all the Denver boys after? Or drafting Bijan, London, and then some players, and then Penix Jr. and Kyle Pitts? What is your favorite stack? And Travis, what's yours?
I think I lean the Falcons stack, but so I guess like you said, Bijan, London 1 and 2. As long as you can, build out from that and you're okay with it. I think Penix is going to grow a ton this year. But you make a good point with the type of team you can build around.
Well, let's build the two different types of teams then, and let's figure out which side looks better. So on this side, I swear I go through these markers like no other. They're gone within. It seems like, and then sometimes I'll leave one on the table here, leave between shows, and I come back and it's sitting here like this, and I'm like, no. But I can revive it sometimes, but it usually starts getting like this where you can't even see anything. All right, let's start building two different teams. One we'll put on this side of the board, the other we'll put on this side of the board. So from the 1 pick, we'll do this. All right, let's do that. So the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, 8, and 9. So we'll go through 9 rounds, and we might put some players a little bit higher just to get it fit on the board. So you're going to have to take, this will be Atlanta, so Bijan, London. Penix is going in like the 10 plus range, so I'm going to put Penix here. And Kyle Pitts is going in like 8, 9, 10, right? Yeah. He's not going in 8 or anything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put those guys down here. Then over here, we've got first player that we would draft would be Harvey in round 5. So Harvey. Bo Nix is going in the 9, 10, 12, range. So I'm going to have to do this. Hold on. I should have made this higher. So Nix, Mims, and also so they're all going down here.
Right.
Put Nix right here. So now we got to build the teams up. So now we get a first rounder. Let's just call this, to keep things similar, Gibbs. Round 2 pick. Let's call this. Let's see. Not Buck. Well, maybe we go Bucky. Who else do we get here? Gibbs, and then at the end, what player will we get here? Kind of want to be equivalent, but let's see.
The wide receiver second. Anyone?
Let's call it a. Man, I don't know. It's so hard to
I
draft.
mean, you could go. You could say Bucky there, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to be a receiver. Let's just say, God, I don't want to say AJB. Well, technically, we could make it London, but we're trying.
Yeah,
we're trying to make it. Yeah, I'm trying to make it.
Well, what if you go Bucky and then in the third round, there's a wide receiver like a.
What if we?
I guess you'd have to have a lower wide receiver.
What if we just combined them? Why don't we just do that? London. Let's just see what this looks like. Bijan, London, Penix Jr. down here. You might have to draft him earlier. Okay, so you got Penix, you got Bo Nix, you got Engram, you got Mims. You probably got Engram, maybe not, or Pitts as well. And then so you got Bijan, London, Harvey. Who are you getting in round 3? Let's call round 3 Hendy. Round 4, we'll call round 4. Who are we getting in round 4? Round 4, we'll call this either JSN, Garrett Wilson. If we were to go running back, we're talking about Brees.
Running back, you're probably talking what? I was just going to say Brees, James Cook.
How about you could go Kittle maybe, but we got these 2 tight ends here. We got Pitts potentially. You know what? You don't have to make this one or the other. You could just combine it, And I do draft that. So, but anyway, I was trying not to do that because I want to see how good these teams would be, but I just couldn't help myself to say, well, why not just draft both of them? You could draft the entire bunch because they're falling in different rounds. London's going in obviously different round than the Denver guys. You could just stack this any way you want. I don't know. They're both amazing. Bijan, London, Hendy, Harvey. You could put Hunter here if you wanted to take him early, but I think there's probably better receivers you can get here or better values. But then again, like Hunter goes in round 6. If he does in your grandma league, then you can grab him here. Or Harvey later, whichever one falls. But you could definitely do this. This wouldn't be crazy. When's my new one? This one. Let me get this caller real quickly. Hold on, Travis. Some of my best teams are the ones where I'm merging multiple strategies like this. Like at the end of the day, it's pretty much just this. Just go Bijan, London, Hendy, Harvey, Hunter, different player right here. Penix Jr. later, Bo Nix later. You can figure that out. They're all going so spread out that you can make it work. 508, you're live.
No, that was me.
What's going on, man?
Disconnected somehow.
Oh, there's another 508.
I'll go with the other 508.
What's up?
So I really like the Brown situation at first for Quinshon Judkins coming into the season, but I know obviously there's a lot going on with him. If he returns, let's just say he plays the full season in the event, do you think Sampson's crept up and made enough of a role already where it's gonna hurt Quinshon Judkins to the point he's not really an RB2 candidate and he's just more of a flex prove it type guy than most right now? What are you thinking?
I mean, I think it's very odd that you even think he can play a full year at this point, bro. He's not signed. The NFL is still investigating the situation, and I think you've got him, so you're really overly optimistic about it. But yeah, I mean, he's walking straight back into a committee at best. And could he climb up? Sure, just as much as anybody could. We look at a player like Jaden Blue. We look at a player like Ray Davis before James Cook got his extension, where you're like, I wonder what could happen here. Sampson's got a better foothold on the job because he's been there doing the work. He's learning the playbook. He's protecting his quarterback. Judkins is so far behind. I'm not saying he can't recapture the role, but I think everybody that owns Judkins is so optimistic because they have to be. They want to be. It's like this guy might not serve you at all this year. It's hard to say. I'd trade him. The moment he signs, I trade him. because that'll be the highest value he has in a long time, I just trade him. Because what happens if he signs and then they talk about him not being the guy and then Samson looks great? Samson's the better player anyway. I mean, that's my view. I've said that the entire offseason. Before they ever landed on the same team together, that Samson was better than Judkins. Judkins was a player that I didn't necessarily like as much as everybody else. I won't say he's in a void, but he was a player I never really drafted, and I continued to say, love Harvey way more, love Egbuka way more. And people are like, Judkins, how come you're not putting Judkins at number 4 or 5 in your rankings? Well, how do you have Egbuka there? I remember when I first dropped my Egbuka stuff, and Egbuka wasn't barely even in anybody's top 10 or 12. And everyone thought it was insane for having Buka over Judkins. Now it's common knowledge. I'm taking JCM over Judkins in a heartbeat, which means that if JCM barely goes in round 1 in a rookie-only draft, where do you think Judkins goes in a rookie-only draft? I'm not saying don't hold out hope. I'm not saying that I couldn't be wrong here and he ends up climbing up and being a monster, but this is probably a running back by committee. And before he had any legal troubles at all, the terminology, words, the phrases, the way that this team was speaking about Samson was sky is the limit for his receiving capabilities. So I think at best he is in a 1 and 2 down role and very, very one-dimensional player in a committee. Not that he can't crank out 10 touchdowns, a pace of 10 touchdowns. Maybe he doesn't get 10 touchdowns, but it depends on when he plays, bro. We have no idea. You said let's say he plays a full season. What would make you think he's playing a full season? He's not signed. He's not signed right now. He could still get a suspension. I'm not saying he will, but the NFL is not investigating for nothing right now. They're not just sitting there going, oh, let's just, dot our I's and cross our T's. They would have already had this concluded if there was a nothing burger there. I mean, maybe they end up concluding nothing, but if there was nothing to look at, they have had enough time to do all this. They're still investigating it, bro. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, definitely. I just meant like in an all things equal environment. But yeah, no, I was worried about him too. He's not really like this pass catcher guy, and obviously that offense is not going to be great, but my hope was like a Nick Chubb type scenario, but he's not as good as Nick Chubb. He's just not as good a runner.
Well,
so
I think the move, bro, as I've said, the move is to trade him. The moment he signs his contract, do you know how many people that own him already that are going to make a lot of noise? It's going to be a little influential because all these people that have Judkins are just sitting back like this. They're going, come on, sign. And then when he signs, they're going to go, yeah, let's go. Told you he's innocent. What do you guys think now? And it's going to be so loud that it's going to be influential. I think you're going to be able to trade him. Even if a guy in your league doesn't own him because you do, he might own him in 3 other leagues, and it's going to justify everything he did to acquire him more, double down. It's just the way people are. They're human beings, man. And so I think trading Judkins the minute he signs is the best move you can make. Because worst case scenario, you get another player you love that rises up and you both make out on the deal, and doesn't mean that you lost or anything. It just means he did good, you did good, but you got rid of the risk.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And Drum Ford's still in the picture. Drum Ford's in the way. Jerome Ford's in the way of Dylan Sampson still in a sense until Dylan Sampson completely grabs him. And I think Sampson's so good, bro, that he'll be elusive. He'll look good on the field. I definitely think the trade value will be there for you though. All right, anything else?
Yeah, no doubt. Where should Chase Claypool sign?
Chase Claypool?
CFL. Arena Football League.
Is that a real question? Or are you trying to get like the hang up button?
No. I'm kidding around. I'm kidding around. I'm joking.
Caller's going. He's going.
Finish him. Call terminated.
Worse than a dad joke, bro. Mims or Jacoby Myers? Mims by quite a bit. KJV by quite a bit. Super chat. Hang tight, mute yourself real quick, caller. I'll be right with you. Give Judkins for Pollard in an early 26 second. I don't hate this trade, but like it doesn't, I just try and flip Pollard after this, but I don't know. I feel like if you waited, you could almost maybe get more for Judkins if you just kind of sit patiently. Starting my draft with Genty, Chase, Brown. What targets do you like in the 3-4 turn? Team is 12-team league. I guess I would say 3-4 turn. Obviously, Hendy. Obviously, I'm thinking, Garrett Wilson, MHJ, even Kittle there, JD5, Josh Allen, some Jalen Hurts, but I really like just waiting on Knicks over Jalen Hurts this year. Rashee Rice is still, you can't get him at the other turn picks. I don't know, so you'd have to consider it here. But you could go Worthy and Rice if you're crazy. I don't know, man. 3-4 is hard. I need some names, man. There, we could go at that all day long, and I just don't know who's going to be there in your particular league, my boy. So hit me some names, and I'll rank them in my Dynasty Superflex. But I gave you some names. I would definitely have Hendy or Harvey's too early there. Hendy or Hampton. And Harvey's not too early there because I don't think he can earn that just because his value's not there. Other names that come to mind, I suppose, those quarterbacks, like I said, JD5 or Josh Allen. Wide receivers, I suppose I really like Marv, JSN, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams a little bit. He concerns me a little bit too. Worthy. All very, very good. I feel like Pickens is good, but a little too early there. Running backs, Trey Henderson. Breece Hall, I'm still considering there, even though some people won't. Kyron, obviously, if he was there. RJ Harvey's too early, but I love him. That's a Kittle. It's hard. That 3-4 is kind of tough. I just need names. In my Dynasty Superflex, 12 teams, start 10. Do you think I should trade Caleb, JT, and Breece Hall for JD5, Hampton, and Benson? If you like winning, yes, I would definitely make that trade. If you don't like winning, I could understand the pressure. The pressures of winning is tough. We come in here and it's heavy on our shoulders every show. Screwed up last question. Picking 7. Worried Genty will be gone. Don't want McCaffrey. Neighbors. JJ, I'm thinking. It's like I'm reading this I need Gump to read this. I'm thinking Bucky makes it back round 2. Who are you taking 7 in that scenario? I don't want McCaffrey either. Neighbors, JJ. BTJ, or if Genty's gone, BTJ or London for me. Or Achan. You might be scared of Achan. If you're scared, fine. I'm going to do a video on that tonight. But Bucky makes it back to you second round, then I wait. But I wouldn't be opposed to Bucky there either, to be honest. But yeah, go BTJ. He'll probably be there, I imagine.
He's BTJ. What you gonna do? He's BTJ. He's gonna put it on you.
BTJ's pretty easy call right there, my boy. London, if he's gone. London over BTJ too. Sometimes I do that all the time, actually. 12-team full PPR redraft. Pick 1.1. I'm thinking Jamar, then back-to-back running backs. If best player available allows it, then quarterback, then tight end. You're too planned out, bro. You got, Ben, you can't just have this. This is how you leave. This is how you leave meat on the bone. This is how you basically say in chess, I'm gonna take it about 10 moves before I get checkmated. On my 7th move, I'm putting my queen in the middle of the board. On the 7th move. I got to create a video for that. Just 7th move, I'm doing it. 7th move, I'm doing it. Boom. Checkmate. I would double dip on Bengals with Jamar and Brown. See, you're way too planned out, bro. Why are you even playing? If you got this, you might as well just put a blindfold on and pick exactly what you're planning out. You got to go with the flow, man, Ben. You got too many plans going on here. You're drafting Bengal boys. I like Jamar. I'm fine with Jamar. Work the best player available approach. You don't need to go RB, but I do like RB. I get it. Honestly, Hendy's not too early as your third drafted player. Who are my must-haves? I mean, I could go on and on and on and on about that. Hendy in round 4 is a must-have. Harvey in round 5, 6. Hunter in round 6. Mahomes in round 7, 8. Bucky in 2. Chase Brown if he's there in 2. Genty, Bijan. Do it live. Thank you, pal. PK. Pick 3. God, my brain's so fried. I see stuff and I was like, sometimes I don't know how to translate it anymore. Pick 3, because they're all different. Everybody's speaking in different language. Remember that guy last night was using all the wrong names? Instead of Tyler, instead of Warren, he called him Tyler. Instead of Evan Engram, he called him Evan. And I'm just reading this with my brain fried going, Evan?
Dillon.
Who the F is
Dillon.
Evan? What'd he say?
He called Samson Dillon.
Yeah, it's like, bro, he's like, do you like Dylan, Evan? I'm just like, bro, you're using the exact wrong names for a brain to process this stuff. Ben never been sniped over and over again, says Louis. He does, yeah. Ben ain't getting sniped because he's doing the sniping. Slap as Sam Laporta, which is a good one, I'll admit. But I no one uses slap much at all. Tyler Algier with Bijan, Braylon Allen, Benson, Blue, JCM. Pick 3.
Yep.
Pick 3. Tyler Algier with Bijan, Braylon Allen, Benson, Blue. Okay, so
JCM and Benson for sure.
Yeah, JCM, Benson. I don't necessarily need Braylon Allen. I don't mind it for sure, but I'm not taking Braylon Allen over Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt or Benson. Now, Braylon Allen cuffed 2. Or I'm sorry, you don't have Brees. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go JCM, Benson, Blue, Braylon Allen, then Tyler Algier. I could care less about Tyler Algier. I think if Bijan went down, you're done anyway. Not winning your league anymore. Love your show, best in the business. Thank you, Romeo. Appreciate you, Romeo the man. Mims for Keon Coleman. I take Mims. Easy. Mims is a league winner. Half PPR keeper league question. Which way would you go here? Gibbs in the 1st, JMO in the 10th, or Pearsall in the 15th? Leaning Pearsall right now. JMO in the 10th over Pearsall. I like Pearsall. The 10th is great value. Past the 10th round, what are you getting anyway? So you're not like that difference between 10 and 15 is not a big deal. So, the fact that I could get Tesla in 15 or Marvin Mims sometimes 15, I don't care about the difference of JMO and Pearsall's ADP or the keeper value. 10th is so far, you've kicked the can down so far down the road. Definitely going to go JMO, not even close. And then what would you go here? Gibbs first. Gibbs, obviously, I'm just keeping because that's value. You draft him anyway, and you might not even get the pick to draft him, so it's fine to lock him in. But yeah, this Pearsall stuff's getting a little out of control. I'm not saying he's not good, but the guy had 40 yards the other night, and they're like, Pearsall, rockets everywhere. Okay.
The Niner fans really know how to create a narrative.
Oh,
I give them that credit.
My favorite is when, and I love my Niner fans, by the way, but my favorite is when the Niner fans think they're getting anybody that's on the trade block. They're like, Parsons is available. What should we do? And then their expectation of trade is even better. They're like, what if we trade Ayuk for Parsons? or the McLaurin for Ayuk stuff is absolutely just makes me laugh.
Oh, that's everywhere.
Belly laugh type of
everywhere.
Yeah. What if we just trade Ayuk right now for McLaurin? Like, bro, no one wants Ayuk. What are you talking about? The Niners would cut Ayuk today if he wasn't injured. Now they're gonna hold on to him now because their money's spent. But if they could have saved money by cutting him back at the beginning of the offseason, they would have. I on good authority, they do. They're moving forward.
I have a question.
Oh, is this Bill the Tickler?
Smitty, did you say Smitty?
Bill.
Did you say Mims? Smitty, did you hey Travis? Smitty, did you say Mims over Coleman? Which
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue.
Absolutely.
To the ADP, and I'm off, which is why I call you when I watch you to, recorrect myself with what I watch when I'm not watching you, because that can take a brother off track.
Yeah, those other shows you watch are brainwashing you, my boy. Basically,
I actually don't watch much other shows.
In a nutshell,
when I'm not watching you, that's the show I'm watching.
All right,
I'm not
hey,
watching you.
Bill the Tickler, who shares an amazing Bill the Tickler, everybody. Bill the Tickler. There's the tickle. When you hear the tickle, you know why we call him Bill the Tickler. The tickle comes out at random times. The tickler. All right, Bill the Tickler. You share the great name with Bill, aka Little Bill. Here's the thing, bro. I like Coleman. I'm not throwing shade on Coleman. We loved Coleman last year. I'm hopeful that Coleman does well. But Mims was the number 2 wide receiver in the league last year in his final 6 games. Like, it's kind of wild. Kind of wild when you think about that. I mean, if you extrapolate his final 6 games, and Bill, he didn't play at all, really, the entire other part of the year. He just didn't get used. But once they started using him from his 6th to last game on through those 6 games, extrapolate. Not number 2. I'm sorry, number 7. Did I say 2? I'm sorry, not 2.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 6 or 7. I misspoke. My brain's fried. 6 to 7, not 2. My bad. Tickle.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
you said
7.
extrapolate twice, so I'm hung up on extrapolate. I can't wait to dig into that one.
Go ahead, Bill. How can I help you?
So Mims over Coleman. So with using the extrapolate, Coleman over Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnston.
I know Quentin Johnston's like
who's Quentin Johnston at this stage, my boy? Who's drafting Quentin Johnston? Not to mention,
your boy Bill the Tickler.
Well, he shouldn't be because Quentin.
You asked the question.
Isn't he hurt already again? Look, Quentin Johnston's nothing.
Not hurt? Who's not hurt? Everybody's got a damn red mark by their
bro.
Name.
Quentin Johnston's nothing. They brought in Keenan Allen for a reason. Isn't Johnston already hurt again? He's cooked. Is it concussion?
So yeah,
it's a concussion.
And, Lambert Smith is going to take his job too.
Word is
Lambert Smith. They have Harris.
Yeah. Keenan Allen. They got Harris. Is like, bro. I heard Quentin Johnston. They thought he had a concussion, but he dropped it. He tried to hang on to it, but his head couldn't retain the concussion, and it dropped the concussion, and it just fell off his head.
Yeah, it's not good.
He wasn't able to hold on to it. He can't even retain concussions, bro. All right, Bill. Anything else? Bill, you're very far behind. These questions, I'm really worried about your draft. I feel like you aren't watching the show regularly, actually.
Doing my best.
But I don't think you're watching very many shows at all. I mean, this is kind of like when you're.
So I get accused. I think Travis. The last time I called in the other night at like 12:30, Travis made a comment. He's right. I'm the late night. I actually called in. There's still daylight out here in Vegas. And so this is the show I don't usually call in. So I actually called in during daylight.
I hear you.
Which made me realize, Smitty, I hadn't heard you talk about. Are you not coming out here for the Vegas?
That's long over, bro. That already happened. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
I don't know. Out here, left and went.
No. I didn't. I don't really go anywhere anymore. I decided in my old age that I'm done traveling. I don't care.
Yeah.
Vegas calls.
We grew up with the CDC, so it makes sense.
Well,
to stay put and stay healthy.
Yeah, I had a rotary phone. I had one of those rotary phones on the wall in the kitchen. Look, hey, let me just tell you this. Vegas, it's not funny. It's what I had.
Hey,
Listen, our alarm was one of those keys, those short little like stubby keys you put in the alarm and you turn the alarm and turn it on with the key. There was no buttons or anything. All right. Anyway, Bill, listen to what I'm saying. I don't travel anymore. Vegas, they called me up and they say free room on the 10th floor overlooking the stadium swim pool, and I just no, I don't want to. I don't want to go anywhere. My vacation's at home. There's nothing better to me than just sitting in bed or on the couch watching Netflix. When I have them, I just don't. And I don't love my show. I don't love doing shows out in a deli, or with sound, trying to find Wi-Fi and this is what I do. This is what I do. I don't think I'm going back. I don't think I'm going anywhere. I might travel to Disney World or Disneyland, here and there with the kids, go to the beach once in a while. But even that is hard for me to do with what I do for a living. I just don't think I'm going anywhere anymore. No matter what anybody offers me, I'm just staying where I'm at. Anything else, Bill?
I don't blame you one bit. Don't blame me one bit, and truly appreciate the sentiment.
All right.
But
gotta go.
But you're
quickly.
You're truly missed out here.
Thank you, Bill.
Missed. Thank you, Smitty.
All right, Bill. Appreciate you. I just broke Bill's heart.
I will. At least even though I'm behind. At least I'm consistent.
I just told Bill who I know. You done? I just told Bill, who I've only met once before, that I'll never see him again. He's taking it pretty well.
I see you every time I
Bill, I'm never leaving again. No, I'll go to California to do some underdog season-long pick'ems, and I'll go to Disneyland. So unless you're going to meet me at Disneyland, Bill, I probably won't see you again. Bill, appreciate you calling in.
I appreciate being appreciated. Hey, Travis,
all right, later.
Good to hear from you, buddy.
Hey, we will have the pizza party, though, but we might plan in Arizona. Later, Bill. I got to go. I don't know.
Later, Bill.
All right, later, Bill. I could maybe go to Vegas for that. The pizza party. If we win the $2 million, I might, or even the significant 100K prize. I think I could get myself to Vegas for that. Dynasty got offered Bucky straight up for Kyron. You got to take Bucky. It's easiest decision you've ever. That's crazy, bro. That's insane. And then, no, it's not to say I don't like Kyron, but $20 holler from Billy. We got a lot of Bills in the building. All of a sudden, Bill's a popular name.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Little Bill breaks out in the NFL. Now everybody's naming their kids Bill. Keeper question. Gibbs for round 1. I pick 8th, so that's a good value. It's like a second-round pick in a way. JD5 for 6th rounder. You can draft a quarterback back relatively easy unless it's super flex. Super flex is JD5 all the way, but he wouldn't be in the 6th round anyway. BTJ for a 9th round pick. I like that. Or Chase Brown in the 10th. Been opening my own restaurant, so I'm a bit behind this year. Thanks, Smitty. So keeper question. So you can only keep one of them. I'll give you 2 in case you misworded it and you can keep 2. My first choice, and only if you only can keep 1, would be, damn, Gibbs in 8 is good because you're not going to get Gibbs at 8. But BTJ in 9 gives you your first rounder at 8. So at 8, you're going to draft what? A monster. So BTJ and a monster is better than just Gibbs. The only answer here is BTJ. BTJ and the 8th overall pick will crush Gibbs and a 9th overall pick. You could say the same thing about Chase Brown too. If you wanted the RB and you're concerned about RBs not being available, I could you could just go Chase Brown. But BTJ or Chase Brown is your choice based on what you believe will be on the board for you because of what you get. That monster player with that player. So easiest decision you can make. You guys got to always look at it that way. Travis, anything else? I probably will be back tonight. I just don't know when. So it could be like in 2 hours or something. It might be late tonight. Anything else?
No, I'm good. If you come back, I'll call him then. Thanks,
all right, I'll let you know if I go live. All right, later. Thank you all for your support. Trade T-back for Henderson or Harvey, of course. I mean, that's nearly silly but amazing. And pat yourself on the back as you take your lap, because damn, getting Henderson will be insane. Henderson over Harvey, but Harvey over T-Mac. So either one of those, bro. I don't even think you'll get that done. That just might be like a midnight, idea you had. What if I could take a $20 bill and trade it for a 10? Like, because that's what you're doing if you don't do it. You're basically taking a $20 bill and getting $100, and you're wondering if you should do it. All right, I appreciate you all. I'll be back probably. If we do go live to draft, you want to make sure you're hitting this link right here. That link is promo code Smitty underdog. Here's the link. You will not be able to get into the draft if you don't sign up now. You just won't be quick enough. So sign up right now. Get it out of the way. $10 minimum is all. They'll give you $5. So you'll have $15 to do drafts with. And I believe the $5 are still out. So you can do 3 drafts with us tonight if we do 3. Don't forget to get on over to my thefantasyfootballshow.com for rankings, your last-minute trade advice, trade calculator, bowl predictions, but year-round rankings, waiver wire content, rise and decline content. And then don't forget my Patreon, which is a 24/7, 365 live chat group that's basically the exact same people you see in here that just spill over there after a show ends. And I'm going to go over there right now and have a conversation with you. So let me hit that thumb up button too. We only have 300 thumbs up. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to go over to the Patreon right now, and I'm going to type to my people. And I'm going to type this like I usually do when I get off a show. Any host 8 p.m. show topics. Boom. I'm over there on the Patreon looking to chat with you all. I'll see you all potentially tonight. Thank you so much for the super chats. You guys are unbelievable. Thank you, Billy, with that $20 holler. Billy, did I not give you your... Yeah, I did. Did I give you your $20 holler, Billy?
Alert. Super chat alert.
Billy, thank you so much for the 20, my boy. Billy to the motherfreaking moon. Other $20 super chats and above were one from Ricky. Ricky, thank you so much, my boy, for the 20. Thank you for the $50 holler biscuits. Biscuits to the motherfreaking moon. MCF, thank you for your your $50 holler. Thank you, Admiral, for your... Or was that Admiral Adam? Did I call you Admiral earlier? I think there was an Admiral that drops $50 hollers once in a while, and I called you Admiral. Admiral Adam! Adam, thank you for your 50 wad. David for the 20. Appreciate all the other super chats. You guys are unbelievable. See you all probably tonight on the channel. And I think I got all the celebratory messages out of the way as well. There might have been a couple more. Let me see. Josh, who can I get with Downs, Golden, and Adunze? Harvey, Hunter, Garrett Wilson, Rashid Rice. Quarterback upgrade would be my first thought. See you all later. Don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm additionally live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live almost every single midnight Eastern. See you all tonight. Deuce.